You are listening to the
Hey, MFM. See you on the lips. Back attack, dude.
Bon voyage!
Get that damn car off of the hill.
Slide down them big hills. You know what I mean? On the big, nice burgundy snowboard.
All right, folks, welcome to the Bomb Hole. Today in studio, we got Lil Jeff co-hosting, fresh from Texas, right off the plane. What are you doing out there, Hefe?
T-Bone, Trevor Brady, Chris DeMarco, myself decided to pull a rogue one and go see Bruce Springsteen in Austin.
You put on a good show?
Hell of a show. The dude's like 77, played for 3 hours straight, back-to-back bangers.
Yes.
It was insane.
The boss.
Maybe the best show I've ever seen, actually.
Love that. We got Silk D on production. What's happening back there, Silk?
Happy to be here.
You're drinking an energy drink that's been sitting outside for, I think, 6 months.
Yeah, this is the Call of Duty Black Ops 6 edition.
It's just
White
been
Monster.
it's been frozen and also 140 degrees. In
Yeah,
the sun.
I gave the top of this thing quite the rinse before opening her up.
The White Monster is supposed to be like the good one, right?
It's the only one I'll drink.
Okay.
Yeah. And the man of the hour today, we got Brad Alband in studio. What's happening, Brad?
Not much. Happy to be here.
Love that. Well, let's run it back to the beginning. Let's just start off. You're originally from Arizona, right?
I am. Originally, born in Detroit, so I got some Midwest roots, and then the family moved out, 3-4 years old, so I can't claim Detroit that hard, but grew up in Phoenix, Arizona, horse country, cow country, and yeah, skateboarding, snowboarding, alternative music, and cowboys.
Love that. How did you find snowboarding?
Found snowboarding at 16 years old, so always skateboarded. And what was that, the winter of 92, 93? And we are all 16 years old, and a couple of us had, was it like a 86 Honda Civic hatchback? And we'd pile in that thing from Phoenix and drive up to Snowbowl up in Flagstaff, and was just hooked from the start. And within, I would say, 2 months, I was working in the skateboard, snowboard shop in town called the Cutting Edge, which is not to be confused with the Cutting Edge back in New England, but this was another one, which snow skate. And then during the summers, it was jet ski rental. So,
Did you do jet ski rental too?
Did jet ski rental too. Wow. And then I learned about some small business shenanigans because it was always out at the lakes. And people didn't know how to ride those things going up to shore. So they'd take that propeller into the freaking gravel, the rocks. And so you'd come back, and almost every other trip you were charging someone for a new propeller blade because they were just destroying them. And
Are you swapping them out yourself? Or they got mechanics?
No, not swapping them out myself. There was somebody there. Okay. But I will say within a couple weeks of starting there, probably one of the most nervous I ever was, but they had me T-bolting snowboards at 16 years old.
No proper training.
No proper training. That was just like,
give him the drill and send him in the back.
Yeah, it looks good. Yeah. So.
I feel like people of this new generation may not be familiar with T-bolting. Why don't you just brief us on what a T-bolt is?
T-bolting at that time was stances on the boards with the inserts could not get wide enough. And so you would drill through the board and put in locking bolts to get the widest stance really possible for what you wanted. And there was a lot of T-bolting going on. A lot of wide stance.
What year are we talking?
It's 92, 93.
Oh, God, great era. Wow.
Dude,
ages me a bit.
It's crazy because I feel like T-bolting went from, then if that was 92, 93, people were still T-bolting in 2005.
Oh, yeah.
So you're all right.
Oh, yeah.
Over 13, 15 years, people are
You
still
probably T-bolted your stance to make it more narrow. Did you do that?
No.
You seem like one of those guys.
No, yeah. I T-bolted my first board wider at Milo.
Oh, nice.
But it's just weird to think brands didn't figure that out in that time of for 13 years. They're like, yeah, you just got a T-bolt. It's just part of it.
It is part of it. I mean, even, working with Scott and 32 boards right now, we're adding inserts to his board because he wants to be able to basically have extra width. And I haven't seen that. Yeah. Where we're taking the regular, adding at the ends. And that's, Scott's
a lunatic. He's a lunatic.
He's coming
brilliant lunatic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Great,
Is he
man.
just trying to go wide dog, or is he trying to set it back or
Dude,
Probably
he's-
trying to do some
He's got some
weird
trick,
one-off trick
crafty
thing.
Yeah,
ideas that
yeah.
require different stances. I
Yeah,
can
it
imagine.
requires-
Yes.
Yes.
He needs like a slider plate, like those Kuro boards or something. Like you could just set up wherever.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so how did it develop? Because you're now, would you consider him an industry juggernaut, Jeff?
Oh, he's jugged up.
I'd say he's
100%
jugged up.
He's
jugged.
making a
He's
humble
jugged.
face right now.
So you started on the shop floor. How did you work your way up through this industry?
Okay, so from there, I moved up to Flagstaff when I graduated high school to basically snowboard and kind of go to college. And I was always a good student in school. Student of the month in accelerated classes, but then I hung out with, I would say,
Stoner of the month.
yeah, stoner of the month. to put it lightly. I definitely came back from lunch a few times with a head change. So went up to school and just snowboarded too much, and we were always going to Four Corners, riding Purgatory, Wolf Creek, and eventually I was like, if I'm gonna do something, I got to get out of Flagstaff. I have to take school serious. And so I transferred down to, this is going to be funny, but I transferred down to ASU, which is a party school.
Yeah. Nice.
But down there, I ended up working at AZP, which was known as Arizona Pride. And that was the skate snowboard shop. There was one in Flagstaff, one in Tempe. And yeah, worked there through college. And then after college, got a job as a sub rep under George Demos for Arizona, New Mexico, and Las Vegas. And we were doing Soltec brands, Arnett, M3, and Nixon. So it was a nice mix of brands at that time. I mean, that was 98, 99. Sub rep for a bit, and then I wanted to move to California. I had my degree, I had some experience. The industry was changing. It seemed like a ton of opportunity. And yeah, I remember there was the Transworld Business job board online from their website, and there was a job for Sim Snowboard's marketing coordinator. And I'm like, I have to get that, because I had read, that was when all the updates, and Travis Wood and a whole crew that had helped build Forum and Blend and Foursquare went over to Sims, and they were moving Sims from Seattle to Santa Monica. And so I applied. I actually took a picture of myself in a plastic play pool and sent it with the email with my resume saying, like, save me from this. Like, just like, I'm in Arizona. Like, I was hoping it would make Travis laugh. I think it did. He did some background check, and really, I got the nod from Blotto. Blotto is actually who was like, he's an okay kid, and so Wood called me out for an interview, and I drove straight out. They didn't fly me out. I drove out, and yeah, I got the marketing coordinator job. I moved out and lived in my aunt and uncle's house in Manhattan Beach for a couple months. And then my girlfriend, who's now my wife, she finished up, we were renting a place in Tempe and moved out. And yeah, I was thrown into LA SoCal snowboarding. And that was, Mark Frank, Brian Thien, Kurt Westell, Jason Murphy, Jordan Mendenhall, Tina Basic, Tara DeKey. Like, it was awesome. It was an awesome time. And then within the building, it was kind of a who's who of, like, James West was there, who was like the founder of Subtle Snowboards. Jason Bump, the old rider, he was doing graphics. Mark Hibden from The Movement, which was one of my favorite brands. So, yeah, Chris Seda, who's out here, he was the TM, came over from World. And yeah, I mean, I definitely got hazed. Like, I was in Arizona, like, did you snowboard in Arizona? Like, it definitely, like, I definitely got hazed, and I got some thick skin, but it was a really rad experience. Sims at that time, I mean, we were there when he took that old World idea and put the back cover of, like, all the different rider names, and you had to guess who was on there, and Wood gotten so much shit for, like, I think he put Terrier, like, he just put all these riders that weren't riding for Sims, and his whole thing was make snowboarding fun, mess around, create chatter, and that was, like, he was really good at it. He was really good at it. And I think funding ran out on that thing a couple years in. Sadly, that was during the tech boom era. Everyone had a website and internet sales and investment. And yeah, it was funny money, probably a little bit, but
It's early 2000s.
early 2000s. Yeah. So we ended up moving the thing down before the end to Oceanside, like 2 doors down from where Transworld was. And yeah, one day I went to work and there was like chains and a padlock on the door. And
No
I'm like,
way.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We kind of knew it was coming, but we didn't know when. And I think all of us liked it so much we just kind of rode with it. And then yeah, I think I was the first one there and I just went, okay, it's over. It's over. And
I'm
this
gonna
was
wait
like,
till the other 3 come and have to tell them,
Yeah.
like, hey, we can't get in the building anymore.
Yeah, and it was after 9/11, so like jobs, like there's a lot of uncertainty.
Wow.
There was definitely times where I was re-looking at like landscape architecture school. Like I'm like, am I moving back to Phoenix? Am I giving this thing up? Is this the one and done? Did I do it and tried? But I survived. We found some weird businesses along the way of like driving up to LA, and Nordstrom's and all these companies would return clothes, and we'd dive in these warehouses and find all these like women's 7 jeans and throw them on eBay, and like was getting unemployment, and like we survived in California at that time long enough to like live again.
Wow.
So that was interesting for sure.
I got a random question. Okay, so you're working marketing at this point.
Yep.
For Sims, what does a marketing position look like at that time? Like, obviously, like nowadays, like marketing is so much of like social media and like playing into those worlds. Like, are you designing ads? Are you like, what's your role?
Well, there was 2 of us. It was Travis Wood, myself, and then Seda was TM. So it was utility player, really. From working with the website people, which was Neil Rankin, old pro. He was doing our website for us out of Colorado. And then, I mean, really, Travis taught me something where he went and hired kind of staff photographers, but sort of freelance, but he would get in submissions of every photographer that we were paying. And then that was when it was still film. So we had a light box and the thing, and it was like days and weeks of like going through and building these photo books. And then his thing was, we get shots in magazines by providing these to the magazines. That's how we market. Like instead of relying on the magazine to go out and get the stuff, we're just going to give them, here's Brian Thiens, here's Mark Franks. And it was like, we'd go down to Transworld and we go to Snowboard and drop off these things. And then, you know, Sims Riders are all over the magazines because they had content. So that was a big part. It was kind of learning to kind of tighten up my eye for style, I'd say. You know, when you're over there for 4 hours just looking and just where you thought the peak was, where it was that shot. And then that was big sequence time too. So many sequences in magazines. But yeah, that was a big part of marketing.
Also, can you speak on maybe how big Mark Frank Montoya was at that time? Because he was on a Sims for Back in Black and all those Kingpin videos. Like that was peak Mark Frank Montoya era.
I mean, I still like Mark Frank's that's my note. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Mark
That
Frank.
Back in Black part. where he's
There
burning money.
was not many people can ride with an open jacket. Not many people can jump without grabbing. And he can do all of it and make it look better than almost everybody else probably doing it the proper way. So, yeah, I'm a huge Mark Frank fan. Kurt Westell, one of the nicest humans I've ever come across. He's just, yeah, all those guys made it easy on me. And I will say one thing I did learn from being in marketing with Sims was we'd go to these events, and I really wasn't that interested in talking to TMs or other marketing people. I found myself hanging out with retailers. And I don't know if it was not being SoCal, being kind of, coming from a different state, but I seem to like get along with retailers more, and I found my time more and more with that. And so when Sims ended, when I was looking for jobs, my next job actually was going into sales, and that was at Blitz Distribution. So I was living in Encinitas and driving up to Huntington Beach every day, and no money to pay the toll road. So that was traffic both ways. That was a far drive, 5 days a week. But I went in there, and that was really the best experience. It was 4 glass walls, so I was basically in a fishbowl, and I had a headset, and they gave me like an Excel sheet with like 400 accounts, and they're like, all right, go sell. And so Blitz at that time was Flip, Baker, Hookups, Bird House, and The Firm. So
what was hitting at that time? What was the brand?
well, you had Really Sorry.
Okay. So Flip was
Baker.
getting off.
Yeah, Tony Hawk Completes.
Yep.
I mean, I definitely, when I called a shop because of the brand mix, they picked up, right? I mean, we've been in sales where you're not with the hot brands. And it's like, tell them I'm with a customer, right? It's like, I didn't get too many tell them with the customers. So that was nice. But
That is
because I live so far, I just I tried to beat traffic. So I'd go in early, start calling the East Coast. And then I'd stay till traffic died down at 7 and still calling at night. So it was long, but it was great experience. Great experience. And then from there, I was tired of that commute, and I saw again another Transworld job posting, and it was rather vague, but it said looking for someone to kind of be a utility player for a new outerwear brand. And I had known enough, and I was like, oh, that's Mikey and Scotty. And there was a ton of rumors going around. I think at one point it was people thought I was going to be Mikey LeBlanc, Scotty Whitlake, Mark Frank, Devin Wall. The rumors were all over, and I was like, I have to get on that brand. I have to work for that brand. And so again, I kind of just showed up at Earth Products in the lobby, and with a resume in hand, and waited for someone to come down.
Because it started under Earth Products?
Earth Products is Planet Earth.
Earth
correct?
Products at the time was Audio, Planet Earth, Hawk Shoes, and then Holden.
Okay.
So at that time, Chris Miller, Chris Miller, legend. He and Mikey had brought Holden in under that together. And then there was a satellite office in Portland where Mikey and the crew worked. But yeah, I basically forced them to hire me. And that was Mike Lawson, who is another guy who's been around, and he gave me, I would say, my real break, which was working for Holden under that. And that was the life changer, right? So I was making pretty good money selling skateboard decks with those brands, and I actually took a pay cut. And I remember my wife was like, "You're going backwards." I'm like, "It's going to be worth it. You just have to trust me. You have to trust me." And I pulled that a couple times over the years where it's the brand and opportunity is great enough that I'm going to take a back seat on pay and get there again. I'm going to get there again. I'm going to make it be something. So Earth Products was rad because it was a lot of transplants. It was a lot of people from Florida, North Carolina, and I think I felt really, really at home. I think Chris Miller, Mike Lawson, Jeff Taylor, there was just people there that created a really great environment to work. And that was the one guy in Southern California for Holden. So I'd go up there pretty much every other month. And Holden at that time was Mikey, Scott Zergabel, Fazil DeBeb, Goo was around, Draplin was around.
And by up there, you mean up to Portland?
Sorry, Portland. Yeah.
From
And
California.
it was a little office in the Pearl, which was still pretty sketchy at that time. You go now and it's like beautiful and done, but at that time it was sketchy. And they had a cool office, and I just remember, you know, one time going up there and they had, you know, like dub and roots reggae playing, and the Wi-Fi was called like Jaw, and I think Goo was smoking like a spliff out the window, and everybody's drinking yerba mates out of gourds, and I'm like, fuck, this is it. Like, this is 100%. Like this is, it can be this, right? Like, it can be this cool and this just real and weird, you know? I mean, I'll kind of touch on that, right? Like, I am not a great skateboarder and I am not a great snowboarder, but I wanted to be around weirdos. And I caught that early on in Phoenix. I knew if I was going to spend 40 to 60 hours a week working, I wanted to be around weird people, interesting people. And like, that's really what's driven me is creatives and just people that do it different. And that's the fun part of what we do. And that's the fun part of, I've been fortunate to work with some really good weirdos over the years. I can say that in the best way possible. So, Holden at that time, super creative. And it was before Portland got hip too. So it was like it was like real dive bars and real sketch. And Mikey and that crew like knew how to maneuver all through the city in like the coolest places. And we did a sales meeting up there because I'm like, all these reps have to see what the DNA of Holden was, and it was Portland. Like all that like vintage, classic, just outerwear, the colors, it was Portland. And everybody left there going, I get it now. And I was like, yeah, it's.
And I think to speak on that too, if you think about the time frame of when Holden came in and all the other outerwear and the brand itself, from the brand identity trickling all the way into the movies, you know, you had like Mac Dog, which is crispy and clean and high level tricks. And then you have the Kids Know videos that are just like just a breath of fresh air. And I think the outerwear was exactly the same in the space too, how it stood out so much.
Yeah. I mean, Mikey has such an incredible ability to find the coolest people. In all honesty,
Yeah, he does.
Shelby,
He does.
Forgat, like it was just like I think they're drawn, but he's open. And it's just like this free flow. Like there's some of the coolest people I've ever met are definitely through Holden. Like, and they were inherently cool and probably borderline nerds in their own outside worlds. But when they all came together, it was like, yeah, it was rad. It was rad.
And your title over there, is it head of sales or sales? Or?
Well, I mean, that's sort of how it worked they were like, you're a marketing sales coordinator, but you're the only person working on this brand. So basically,
So you do it all.
You do it all, right? And so, So that's kind of what I did. And I think Holden got cool, and then the calls and emails started coming from all the people in the industry going, can I get an outfit? Can I get a kit? And I was like, well, yeah, let's trade or whatever. And so we got it on a lot of people in the industry. And to this day, I still run into like people that were like, I was in upstate New York and I worked at a shop and you gave me a pro form and emailed me. And like, I just made sure we did Holden right, which was if there was a kid who got it halfway across the country. I mean, Holden was huge in the Midwest. So many cool, weird kids coming out of there. Big ups, Pete Harvey. Just want to say that.
Air horn.
You got it. Pete gets an air horn. 100%. And yeah, it was a community. It was a real community that was built. And yeah.
Incredible. I'd like to back it up for a second
Sure.
and go to sales because you worked at Milo, Jeff.
Yep.
So I was thinking about maybe doing a potential phone call here. You're calling
I
Milo,
like this.
and you work for Blitz Distribution, and you're peddling skateboards, and you're Milo, and you call, and then you pitch Jeff.
I'm pitching Jeff.
Yep.
It's been
Yeah.
Just
how
a
long has it
little
been since you've
simulation
done a
here.
pitch like this?
It's been a while.
I mean, I think it's been 15 years since I answered the call
Yeah.
on a
Oh, man.
pitch like
All
this.
right.
Yeah.
Perfect. You're both rusty.
The last one was actually Nick Trapasso called me from Life Extension.
Oh.
So
Well, and
that's
that-
the experience I got. Not to hold that
All
up,
right,
but
the phone's ringing. Ring,
Yeah.
ring, 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 ring. Jeff.
hey, Milo Sport, this is Jeff.
Hey, Jeff. This is Brad over at Blitz Distribution. How you doing today?
Oh, doing good. What's up, Brad?
Hey, we just got a whole new shipment of Bakerwood, Flipwood, Tony Hawk Completes. Just seeing how you guys are doing, seeing if you need anything this season.
Oh man, we're pretty good. Baker boards haven't really been moving off the shelf. What kind of like you guys got deals right now? What are you talking?
Oh, we got deals. We got deals. We got Baker's Dozen. We also have a thing. If you purchase $500 in apparel, you get 10 T-shirts for a penny a piece.
Oh wow. All right.
Margin building. Who else is doing that for you?
What exactly is a baker's dozen?
That's
12, 11,
yeah.
12,
13.
11?
13.
Well, you buy 12, you get one free.
Yeah,
Okay,
13.
okay, I like
Yep.
that. I like
Yep.
that. I'm buying. All right, I'm in. I'm buying.
It's a mix too. You can mix brands.
He's pretty good.
He is good.
He's got
He is
the
good.
He got
dude.
you.
How are you doing on wheels? Grip?
I might buy something right now.
Damn,
I
dude.
appreciate that.
Damn,
good,
makes
he's good.
sense how you went from the shop floor to brand owner all the way up the ranks.
Yeah, I'm seeing it now.
Yeah, Holden was a really special time though. Going back to that, I mean, much needed in the space.
It was. And I think, I learned, I was still young and pretty green. And we were under, Earth Products was actually owned by K2 Sports. So it was a crazy time. And there was things I got told no. And then I was the one that had to call Mikey and be like, hey, we can't do that. And I just remember one call and he's like, wait, what? I'm all, Mikey, they said, no, we can't do that. He's like, no, that's not acceptable. Like, no is not, we're not taking no for an answer. You got to go back in there and you got to make it happen. And he hung up and I'm like, fuck, okay. Like, Mikey's like, I'm in between. And that's part of it. And honestly, I went back in and fought for it and they ended up saying yes. And I wouldn't have done it without his pressure. And we talked about it after and, he was his own agent. So his style, he had to fight for everything, right? There was no people doing things for him. He did it all for himself. And so that taught me a lot too of when you are working for yourself, when it's all on you. Yeah, you have to make that extra effort. You do.
For sure.
You got to push. You got to push and see where it goes. So
What was it like working with Mikey at that time? Mikey, I mean, selfishly, I want to know, Mikey's a big inspo. Like, was he working on it like daily? Obviously, that's
yeah.
height of his career. So how does it like?
And this is Mikey LeBlanc for any listeners that
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Yep. Yeah, how was working for Mikey? It was fair. I mean, it was fair. Like
Yeah.
he was always fair. And that's as a small business owner, I think I take a lot of that still. It's like kept his word. And he was also, he understood at that time that he might have been a little on edge. And that's when he started working on himself with meditation. And I think he's still doing it to this day. And like we met like his, I don't know if it was his, I don't know the proper word that I want to call it. It wasn't mentor, but it was like, it was the one helping him. And he was a great guy. And it was a whole experience of like wanting to be a better human.
Yeah.
Right. From life to business. And that was where he was at in the journey. And so that was cool being younger and kind of watching someone be humble about themselves and where they're at and wanting to improve. And I take a lot of that. And
Good stuff. Well, we actually have a guest question. This next one is from Brian Fox. Here we go.
Hi, Brad. Hi, Chris. Brad, question. I'm interested to know how the music scene you grew up in has affected your design taste. And also, I'm interested to know, why did you pick Jeff Richards to go into business with?
So yeah,
Straight
we'll see. We'll see where it goes. Music, Arizona, not a ton going on. So it was a band coming. To me, you went. So whether it was Pennywise at the Dagobah skate park, or the first Lollapalooza, or Nirvana at the Arizona State Fair, like, I was a music nerd and a concert nerd, and just that shaped me. And you'd learn about music, whether it was an AM radio station that was like the alternative rock AM in Phoenix, or it was from skate and snow videos. Like, that's where you were pulling it. 411. Oh my God, what is that? I got to go to the record store and grab that or CD tape too. Tapes.
8-track, actually.
But yeah, that was a huge part. And I still judge videos based on the music almost as much as the riding. Like, I think we're in kind of a landline hangover currently in our snowboard world.
I mean, Brown kind of came in hitting with
100%. 100% Brown.
But I feel you.
There's definitely a lot of slow, borderline sad music in snowboard videos right now, and you go to a premiere and you feel it. That's when you really feel it. Watching it at home or watching it, it's like, okay, but you go to a premiere and it's like the energy is just mellow.
Yeah.
And
yeah, think about the videos we grew up on. It was like the Mac Dog Technical Difficulty comes out. They have the song on the screen.
Yeah, bottom left.
And you're like,
corner.
I'm getting that album.
Yeah, it came with a CD.
Yeah,
with the music.
Exactly.
So
the music
you got
was
to, like,
such a big part as opposed to.
It's a huge part.
Good point.
Then
Is that mainly just music rights? Is that why that changed? Like, why do you guys think that?
There was what was her name? Lisa. I gotta remember her name.
The music clearance lady. I remember her, Lisa.
Yeah. And so she cleared it all for pretty much all the snowboard movies. And why did that stop? I don't know why it stopped, in all honesty.
Yeah.
But it definitely became less important, I feel like.
I feel like there was like a clear cut time of like when I was like, because like, I mean, skateboarding videos and or snowboarding videos, but like, they had Mac Dog, you had Really Sorry, all this insane music. And then like all of a sudden when I was like 15, and I remember like Extremely Sorry came out, and they hired that one dude, I can't remember what his name was, but to do like the whole thing, and then like from then on out, it was like videos didn't have different music for parts anymore. It was like people scored the whole video, and like, I don't know, music just seemed to change at that point. But
what was that action sports channel?
Oh, Fuel TV.
Fuel TV.
Fuel TV.
Maybe Fuel messed it up.
Okay.
Right? Because it was now being broadcast and out, and so music, maybe that clogged it up.
Yeah.
It's a guess. I don't know, but that seems to make a little sense. Yeah, and then with Jeff, why did I go into business with Jeff?
Here comes the roast.
No. No. Because he's me, God, I'm going to say this, 15 years younger and better skater, snowboarder, golfer, surfer. But yeah, work ethic, and I think our taste and our mentality and how we look at things, I won't speak for him. I don't always do it right, but I try to recorrect it when I don't. And yeah, I think we saw an opportunity and took it at that time. And we actually did it. And it's funny because we flew right up to Portland and met with Brian to show him the first samples. And we were kind of like, we need an unk on the team. More or less. Like,
we need a filter. Like,
yeah,
it was
we
like
need-
unk filter.
we need the filter.
Yeah.
And for us, for riders, he's not. But
It's not cooked. Just kidding, Brian.
but it really was, it was to elevate and push us. Almost, let's call it like Mikey, right? Like, he had a level of, this is how I want things. And I think I look at Brian in the same way of he's going to call bullshit, and we need somebody like that as the backbone. So, yeah.
Well said. I think we'll get into the whole autumn inception and everything a little bit later on, but let's keep seeing how this evolved. Where did it go from Holden?
So a couple things. So at Holden, there's a bit of this is your life. So I'm just, bear with me. I'm going through, this is a very therapeutic thing after 30 years in snowboarding to kind of just talk about the things that have happened. So while I was at Holden, Nima and then Lance and Mike Hacker came to me with this idea of Ashbury. And so I was like, great idea. Let me help you guys and line you up with Holden reps, right? So Ashbury, Holden makes complete sense. So I went and did that. And then I learned a super valuable lesson in big business. They ran me as the sales manager in Transworld Business Article. And I had a full-time job under Earth Products, under K2 Sports. So like 48 hours after that ran, like the CEO at Earth Products calls me in and he's like, we got a big issue because the people at K2 Sports think you're double dipping. And I'm like, I just helped, you can check emails or whatever they have to do. And so they kind of explained it and it came back and I had to send a formal written letter of apology to that guy. Not my guy at Earth Products, but at K2, saying I was sorry. I put the company in that position. It would never happen again. And that probably goes back to a little bit of my anti. Like I wrote it, but that day I knew I was out. Like, no.
Beginning of the end.
That was, that wasn't anyone I was going to work for. Yeah. And, it was interesting. I mean, at the same time, if I'm being truthful, that's when PacSun stopped carrying skate footwear. And so I think it's 40% of Audio's revenue was gone at one ASR trade show. And so, Audio was floating a lot of investment. We were trying to grow Planet Earth, Holden. So, those BAM shoes, Sean White, that funded a lot of, the multi-brand platform. Rob Peter to pay Paul a bit. So I kind of knew without that, things were going to get tough. And I had moved into a part at Earth Products where I was kind of hosting the company parties at our house. It was before kids and getting kegs and somebody there would DJ. And it was family. It was a really cool family atmosphere at Earth Products. And I remember packing up my box and leaving and crying as I walked out. And it was, I walked out on my own, but I remember crying because I was like, this period's over. Like, that was a special moment in time, and it's definitely done. And I left to go to an amazing opportunity, which was I got the call to go to 32. And so 5 years at Holden gave me sort of the platform to go to something bigger. And I went into 32 sales and helped launch the outerwear program there. So that's another kind of career definer for sure.
Hell yeah. That's where we met.
That's where we met.
Thank you for goddamn 18 years later. I'm still, Brad's a big part of me getting on 32 back in the day. And so thank you, Brad, for having my back in my formative years.
Yeah. 32 it had never peaked. It had always just kind of been steady Eddie. And so I met Brian Cook. We talked about it. We looked at budgets. We looked at what riders were getting paid. And I kind of put in his ear that there's a lot of riders out there that aren't getting paid well. And that was at a point in 32 where we were allowed to take some Etnies dollars and some $32. So you got shoes and boots and a paycheck from both and combine it into a pretty substantial paycheck for boots and shoes. And yeah, we let some contracts run out and we moved into, at that time, you know, Soltech was 5 brands. It was SC America, Etnies, 32, and Altamont. And so it was really department based. And Cook and I went and took over some weird room above the warehouse, put a ping pong table in it, sat next to each other, and just went. And we threw a picture of the Baker team on the rooftop over Hollywood. And we put that up on the whiteboard right there. And we went, that's what we want to build in snowboarding. And so we let rider contracts run out and started the hit list. And that's when, you know, I knew Cooley from Holden, and we brought Cooley, Nima, Bradshaw, Scott Stevens, you, Simone and JP were there. MFR was there.
Sexton was there.
Sexton was there. Sorry, Joe. I can't believe I forgot you. Sexton was there. Huge part of it. And yeah, we were kind of building that Hesh fresh, not to be defined either way, I think was kind of how we looked at it. Like, and I think still do. Like, we don't, like, snowboarding has so many different styles that having all of it not being defined by one, I think is super important. And yeah, that was the start of 5-year run at 32.
We went on a run, Brad. We did. Those were the golden eras. It was, honestly, like that was a good time. Like the team video, and then, you know, all the tour. We were going on tours. Like we were going to the UK to snow domes and go to New Zealand. And
I mean, New Zealand one was
New Zealand was nuts, dude.
I've heard the lore of this New Zealand trip before.
Dude, we put that distributor in the hospital when we left. He was so stressed that when we got on the plane, we got word when we got back that he checked himself into the hospital.
Full Menti B after that.
We were boozing. No, it's middle of summer when you go to New Zealand. You're like,
and it was horrible snow.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was bad. And so I think we were skating and drinking and kind of snowboarding. And so it was loose. It was loose.
Dude, that was insane. I remember the minivan. We were driving up to some mountain, I don't know, snow park or something. Remember the road? And like, Cook was like sliding. You couldn't stop. We all got out of the car, and Cook was just sliding on this icy road down in the van.
Wait,
and he was
you guys
loving
get out
it.
of the car while it's moving?
We're like, this is sketchy. I'm getting out. And Cook just is like, fuck it. I'm going to go for it.
Do you also remember?
I'm getting out.
He was in the minivan
Yep.
with JP and Simone. And then all of us lunatics, I mean, Ben Billock, Kuzik. Yep. It was fun. But JP and Simone started cracking beers, and we hadn't really ever seen them like crack beers. And then they said, oh, these are coping mechanisms. They were calling them to deal with us. To deal with us. They were like, can I have another coping mechanism? And I was like, oh, man, we're that.
So you had the Majors minivan and the Misfits minivan.
Basically, that's what it was. That's what it was.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
It was good times.
It was good times.
A lot of boozing. I remember also, sidebar on that trip, I kept saying, JP, play me in pool, play me in pool, play me in pool, play me in pool. He's like, and then finally he's like, fuck it, I'll play in pool, dude. And fucking he breaks, clears the whole table, puts the 8-ball in, dude, puts the pool stick down. I didn't go one time. I was like, all right.
Okay.
He really is a G.
Yeah, he's such a G, dude.
Dude.
Such a legend.
Yeah. I don't know if he totally, coming from Holden, I think maybe he probably had some ideas about me. I mean, at that point, I was like swoopy hair, freaking slouch beanie, like
flock of seagulls.
There was some stuff going on that I regret that I don't like those pictures popping back up. But like,
why are your pants so tight, dude?
Yeah, I mean, it was yeah. I mean, it was like zingers like that. But yeah, over the years, like one of the kindest humans, you know, he's JP. He's freaking G.
And just straight up a legend on and off the board. Like, to Chris's story as an example, it's like, you have to be an absolute legend to do that. Like, this idiot wants to play me in pool and he won't shut up. All right, I'm going to clear the house and just set the pool.
It was amazing.
100%. And also, I remember on that trip, he was boozing. He listens to a lot of Mobb Deep, and he said, look, opened the van door and he was drinking. I was like, hell yeah. And he's like, dude, I'm twisted off the potions. Twisted off the potion.
That's so
Maybe
sick.
some of the
great
best
reference.
one-liners of all time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of which, we got a guest question from none other than Brian Cook. Here we go.
Grandy's Bombhole crew, what's good? Love what you're doing, Grandy's. Keep up the good work. Alband, hype for this episode. Got a quick question for you. All right. Your nickname at Soul Tech when you and I worked together back in the day was All Brands. You love being a part of anything and everything. You've worked for a lot of action sports brands over the years now, some big, some small. You and I had a rad run, and you are back as our 32 creative director, which the crew and I at 32 are so hyped to have you back. What are pros and cons? Give us some pros and cons of things that you've learned over the years of big, small, and owning your own company now and running your own brands. Let us have it. All right, man. Looking forward to this episode. Love you guys. Take care.
Cookie puss. Cook.
Cookie Puss.
Dude. Pros and cons. I can say I would only consider that I've worked for one big brand, and that was Volcom. Everything else I'd say was kind of mid-sized. I could go into the person's office making a decision and have a real conversation, right? So that's how I kind of deem that is my destiny. Not in my own hands, but can I at least fight for it? So, and Volcom was, it was a big ship. And I think I was, we would always make or Tom Reese, who was there, would make the analogy. It was a tugboat and it was like, or an ocean liner, right? Like to turn it was super wide. And a lot of us were used to being on like speedboats. So like, it was way more nimble, and that thing nothing was ever going to happen fast. And that was, to their credit, it's because they got big, right? Like for what they did, it was great. And I learned I'm better at small. That's what I learned is I'm more effective, and I sleep better at night working on smaller things that I can tinker on, the All Brands thing. Yeah. I was on 32, but that was a seasonal brand. So off season, was I in Justin Regan's office about Altamont or Timothy's, Nicklofs with America and poking my nose into skate? Totally. Absorbing, throwing out ideas if they listen. Yeah, I didn't want to just be snowboard guy at a skate shoe company. And so, yeah, I definitely, for better or worse, they allowed me to. They allowed me to give some feedback, which is good. So thank you guys for doing that. But yeah, I think small, the difficulties of small is there's not a lot of them right now, I feel like there's less small brands in snow than ever. I know where we sit with autumn and going into outerwear, I wanted to say like, I'm really excited to see Beyond Metals, Souvenir, Howl, us, like there's 4 young outerwear brands that I think can all grow together without chopping each other up. I think we all are figuring out our lanes. I think I've talked with Jeff about it and a couple like reps from the other brands. Like, what would it mean to the retailers if us 4 brands had our own preview trade show and showed solidarity and showed, hey, we're here to scoop up some of your outerwear dollars together. And I think we're kind of stronger as a group than individual, to be fair. Like, it shows that there's this movement happening and a reset. So, but that takes money. That takes coordination when everybody's wearing a bunch of different hats. And those are the things that are difficult with small. But I do think there's opportunity.
Why do you think there is more, like less small brands now? than previously? Because in like one way, it seems like it'd almost be easier than ever. Like it's easier to go on, whatever website, find somebody to make outerwear, find somebody to make goggles. You can launch a website pretty easy, Shopify, etc. Like it seems like back in the day, it almost would have taken more of an investment, but yet not as many people are taking the leap. Why do you think that is?
I think it's the price points is part of it, because I do think skate is resetting. It has been resetting, right? Like, but part of that was Adidas, Converse, and Nike kept the lights on for a lot of these small brands to then hook up the right young riders on hard goods.
True,
so
like
they
Baker
they
or something,
but even Polar, Limousine, like they had their hands in the next wave of young kids and young brands. So there was a balance. They weren't relying on their deck check. They were getting a shoe check.
Valid point.
Right? And so I feel like skate got to reset. Surf, you're seeing it. The Catons, the Rhythms, the Sticko 22. Like there's cool things popping up where you're just like, yeah, there's energy there. Their difficulty is, a couple decades of wall build outs for Quick, Billabong, Hurley, Volcom. Like they're not like those small brands are not going to fill that wall build out. So not anytime soon. So there has to be sort of a transition. And with snow, I think it goes back to, some of it goes back to pay. Some of it goes back to, are retailers that excited about taking a chance on small brands if they don't know, like they're gonna have to sell them. Yeah. They're not gonna probably sell themselves, right? They're gonna have to, like early years of Public, the dude on the floor was definitely having to put that board with the other two models that might be perfect for them and have the customer decide. I think I think that's the difficulty in snow. Outerwear, I think
expensive too.
It's expensive.
It's like it's not like starting a t-shirt company.
No.
You got to have capital.
No. Yeah. I mean, we're funding outerwear off of beanies. Like straight up. Like if we were just going into outerwear, I think it would be super scary. I think when we think about the financials of just going all in on outerwear, but we make enough profit from beanies to now invest in a new category that we see an opening for.
For sure.
So, yeah.
Hell yeah. All right. So you were just talking 32 and then you mentioned Volcom. Like, I want to dive into, is that where you went after 32? Did you go to Volcom from there?
I went, so after 5 years at 32, Dutch, who was the head of sales at Volcom, moved up to a higher title and they had an opening. And we shared a rep in the Rockies, Randy Walker, which thank you, Randy. He's always had my back. I think he's one of the good ones. He gets an air horn. And Randy recommended me and said, I think Brad's the guy for you with Volcom. And I mean, AZ, I was a Volcom nerd. Late 90s, we had, the stones would come in the boxes to AZP and like we would cut them out and put them all over our like house because I was living with like the two other guys that worked at the shop. And so any posters, I mean, I was white brim, stone, the like offset polos at the bar. Like it was a vibe. It was a vibe. It was a Volcom. It was exactly why you wanted to be part of it. So
Youth Against Establishment.
It was Youth Against. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah, it was wild. I actually sent them a letter too when I was trying to move out, and they didn't have a position there, but they called and said, "Do you want to talk about being our rep in Arizona?" And I just wanted to get out of Arizona, and I was like, "No, I'm good, but if anything ever happens," and I look back and I'm like, "Boy, I could have made some money."
That could have been a good opportunity.
Arizona
100%.
rep for Volcom at that time. Yeah, there was like industrial that had like 16 doors.
Oh,
like, So, yeah, there's some mistakes along the way. But Randy Walker went into Volcom, and that was the pinnacle for me. Like in my head, I was like, I'm at Volcom. I've made it to literally the top of the mountain, like Volcom Snow. This is where I want to be. And, it was funny at that time because it was right in that transition where we had put an offer out to Scott to ride 32 outerwear. So it was literally, I don't want to say I was playing both sides, but I knew both sides.
Yeah.
I was aware of both sides. And so we were losing Scott, but I was like, we got Rav. Like he's coming up. Like we got Rav. And my first week at Volcom, Billy Anderson came to me and he's like, let's go for a walk. He's like, I got to talk about something. So started walking around the block, and it's when Nike had made their official offer for Gigi. And it was substantial. And Gigi and Billy were like godparents to each other's children. Like it's a tight relationship. And he was going to kind of lose his close friend. And he said, at the end of it, he said this, and it always stuck with me. He's like, I could go match that. I could go ride powder with Gigi for the next 3 years. He's like, but the Volcom Snow program would be just Gigi. And I can't do that. Like, that's not a program. And so, yeah, like Gigi went with Nike, and I was always like, that's how you do it, right? You got to make those hard calls along the way of business and friendships. And that's been the story of my life, business and friendships. So, I think Volcom, at that time, it was right after Kering came in. And so they'd been purchased by Kering, and they got an influx of money and hired a decent amount of middle management, is the best way to put it. And some people, I think there was some, jealousies with the people that got it there in certain groups. And so all of us came in, and it was almost right away, you kind of had to pick like sides of like where you were in the building. It was a really rough time. And I've had people tell me that, build that brand, that they were sorry that so many of us came in at that period, because it was kind of messy. Like, it was just kind of messy. It's when you get to that point, there's all sorts of weird feelings. You guys got it to like, I think it was like 500 million. Like it was just expectations now, you were with all these luxury brands, and it was just, I think it was just confusing. Like, I think it was just a confusing time, but I kind of caught on early that it wasn't my cup of tea. And, as much as I love that brand, and not loved, I still love that brand. I think what it's done is amazing, and it is, action sports would be in a different place without Volcom. It was good for me to go,
What was your position at Volcom again?
I was the North American sales manager.
Okay.
So
moving from marketing more to the sales side of things at that point.
Yeah, I mean, 32 was sales and sort of design management. I work with the boot designer and outerwear designers to kind of merchandise, I'd say, materials, colors.
You made shit look good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've
That's
always
still
said,
his thing.
Yeah.
I'm not a trained designer. I think I'm a pretty damn good merchandiser because of my sales experience. I think I know what people want to buy, is what I'd say, And I think I shot this to you, but there's like, why am I spacing his name?
Rick Rubin.
Rick Rubin.
Yeah, Rick Rubin. Hell yeah.
Like he does not play instruments, but he is there for his taste level. And like when he said that, it like struck such a strong chord. And I'm not comparing myself to Rick Rubin, but I am saying, like, I don't really know how to design, but I work on a lot of product for 30 years. And a lot of it's just because I'll say what I think about it with left brain and right brain, like from a creative side and a sellable side. So I think that's what got me this far in the path. But yeah, with leaving 32 going to Volcom, it was just sales. So that was at a time where every Monday we'd meet in this conference room, and every person that was in charge of a category would go around and basically like talk about your numbers for the week. But like I was a seasonal sales manager, so there was times where I'm like,
$0
zero,
this week.
yeah, right. And the VP of sales is
It's
looking
April
at me
15th.
like what? Like, and that's when I felt really uncomfortable because I'm like, oh gee, like I'm not bringing in money. Like what am I doing here? Like there could easily be a target on my back. So, yeah, I kind of started poking around.
Before you move on to that, though, one thing that I think was really cool in your tenure there that Billy shared with me is that around that time, you know, obviously Billy's brother, Jeff Anderson, passed away, and he had his notebook, and in that notebook, he had that drawing that was the snowboard, little kind of like stick figure looking snowboard, and it said true to this, and you were the one that kind of leaned into that, right? And Billy was really thankful when I spoke with him about you.
That actually means a lot because I do feel that way. I don't like talking about it that much because I don't want to. It's a weird feeling, but yeah. I mean, it was just a bumper sticker when I got there. Right, it was an orange bumper sticker with the statement and the snowboard. And I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. And he had the original right above his desk. And I'm like, how would you feel about doing more with that? And he was cool with it. And so we went to an SIA. We made 100 black hoodies with that statement, and it was all promo, and it was all who you knew. And the vibe, once those first couple got out, and the people that wanted that hoodie, it was such a deep connection, you know, like you were defined now. Like I'm a snowboarder, and in the most authentic way. And yeah, that was, I think it took a lot for Billy to allow that. Yeah, I mean, if I want to, do I want to go down the dark side of that? I think the people at Volcom saw what happened there and the real energy, and they wanted to adopt that statement to the brand. And so Billy went home, redrew a skateboard and a surfboard like Jeff would have, and came back with like the stack. And they didn't want to use that. They wanted to use something way more polished and like true to the, like, I think Billy said it looks like a whiskey ad, like for alcohol. Like it, and I just went, that's actually pretty much, that's pretty much why Billy and I left. I think that hurt. I think that hurt us a bit. Just, he was excited, and it was real, and it was now going to be applied to the whole brand in not an authentic way to his brother. And that was a tough pill. I mean, me, I would say I almost felt a little guilty for cracking that open. You know, like, like I don't think he ever felt that way, but I think me personally, I felt a little weird after that. So we kind of made a pact of, let's see what else is out there. And he went to Burton and I went to Crew. Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I mean, I feel like I've had so many conversations with you about days at Volcom, and I've never really heard that. But now you explaining it, I'm now like, oh, there's a reason he didn't talk about that. But
yeah,
that's sick.
Yeah, if Billy bringing it up, I feel that it was appropriate.
Yeah,
I wouldn't bring that up without him. So
respect.
All right, guys. I love Bubs Naturals. Use their products daily. They've been a longtime supporter of the show and of snowboarding in general, and they just launched Creatine Monohydrate. Now, what's this good for, you ask? Well, it's great for more energy. It's great for muscle recovery. It's great for cognitive function, and it's great for lean muscle growth. All good things if you're trying to live a healthy lifestyle. However, a lot of the other creatine products on the market are very impure. In fact, 50% of the products on the market did not pass the standards set by the EFSA. So, if you get yourself some Bubs, you're getting that good. It's that pure. Bubs is sourced from the most trusted creatine manufacturer, made in Germany with strict standards. There's no hype, no fillers, just pure creatine monohydrate, the gold standard for strength, endurance, and recovery. And the founder is a snowboarder. So if you're a snowboarder, you want to support snowboarders, head on over to bubsnaturals.com. That's BUBS naturals.com. Use promo code BOMBHOLE and you'll get 20% off your order. Okay, picture this. One day you're chasing POW, the next street skating in a city you don't even live in. Whatever your vibe is, chill, bold, classic, wild, Cole makes headwear that adapts because style's not a fixed thing. Cole Headwear. However many hats you wear, make them Cole. And I'm also currently wearing a bonnet provided by Cole Headwear. Let me tell you, this thing is clean. So check out coleheadwear.com. And remember, however many hats you wear, make them Cole. One other thing that Billy mentioned, Brad, that I thought was interesting, he said that you guys kind of connected over a similar ethos in being a brand guy, but it was about amplifying others, which isn't always the case for people. I think sometimes people at brands it's more about their own agenda. Can you speak on that at all?
Yeah, so that's a nice thing he said. A lot of this industry has a lot of strong personality, and there's a lot of guys behind the scenes that have been pros, or maybe they were close to being a pro and didn't make it. And so you definitely have, you have ego. You have ego. And I think I've been fortunate on this path of a career from even, Sims, it was Travis Wood, who was a pro, but would say, I was a pro because I was a goofball and I made people laugh. And then it went to Blitz and it was Per Wellander, and Earth Products, it was Chris Miller and Jeff Taylor, Don and Pierre at Soltech. And then you get to Volcom and it's Wooly and Imagart and Remy, and just like these bigger than life personalities, right? They're all like one name people, right? Like you say one name, you know exactly like, oh yeah, I know who you're talking about. So, I mean, I'm a kid from a shop in Arizona. So I'm now behind the scenes of these really big brands. And it's our job to make pros, riders bigger than life. It's their career path, right? Like we guide them through a brand and make sure they're utilized correctly, their voice is heard. You never want the call of, I'm embarrassed with that ad you put out. That trick needs to come down from social. Like, it happens everywhere still, but like, you don't want that call. Like, you don't want that call. You want to elevate those riders. And I think Billy, just who he is, always put those riders on Volcom at the forefront and made sure that's what we were doing for them. Yeah, I mean, even, when we lost Giggy, it was similar exercise as Cook and I did at 32, but we made that list of who is Volcom, who can carry the weight, right? Like, because they're not used to taking a rider. They're used to developing riders. And, we had two names, Mikkel Bang, which was probably never going to leave Burton, but it was definitely like, he and I were like, Mikkel Bang is sick, and he is Volcom, even though he isn't. And the other one was Pat Moore. And that's when we're like, yeah, Pat Moore's going to be like our new A guy. And I think Billy did an amazing job of like transitioning Pat into that shift in his career, and promoting Pat at another level where he'd been the young blood and Forum, and like now this is the next step. And it was super cool to watch that. Super cool to watch that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Pat, and it was such a good fit coming out of Forum, and then Mr. Plant, and he was definitely the new guy, and you guys did a great job.
And it felt natural.
Yep.
Right? Like you looked at it and you weren't like, oh, that's kind of a weird. It's like, no, he's actually 100% Volcom.
Well, and the timing was probably perfect, right? Because it was probably just after the Forum, like it probably worked out perfect. Whereas like with Mikkel or something, you have to get him from another company. With Pat, it's like, oh, he's the guy.
He's the guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I wonder too. I think about a brand like Volcom too, with the PacSuns and the mall stores, and like business was like booming so crazy in the malls for those brands.
Yeah.
And as those mall stores started to fade away, it seemed like it, like you said earlier with audio, like it really affected brands heavily. Like the whole action sports industry, you have a front row seat to that. Like, what was it like as the mall stores started dropping off?
Well, I mean, even to go back, like I was a skateboarder in high school and chased by jocks in a truck called, Queer, and like, so then you jump 5 years and now those guys are walking in your store buying DCs and Volcom tees, right? So like, I think there's a little PTSD / edge to some guys our age that I don't want to say helped develop it, but we were there when it was starting out and kind of made fun of. And then those same guys that were making fun of you are now your customer base as this thing's just exploding, right? It's exploding. It's X Games 900 on ESPN, on SportsCenter. It's Tony Hawk Pro Skater video game. It's like all of a sudden all this freaking money's coming in. And some brands knew what to do with it. Volcom knew what to do with it. They invested it right back in to the brand, right? Like that's what they did. And now we're seeing sort of this like ripple of it slowing down. I have my opinion.
Please share it. That's what this is for.
Agreed. Yeah,
I would actually like you to share that.
Personally, I'd love to hear that.
So as all this money came in, I believe team managers, pros started being able to afford a house. Then they're getting married and they're having kids. Team managers, a best man, are in this guy's wedding, right? And all of a sudden, like, business and friendships are super intertwined. And as maybe batons to younger generations of riders should be passed, some marketing, like, you were going to affect your friend's life. And I think that stalled snow, skate, surf. I think it's stalled all. Like, I just think there was so much money that came in. Everybody was living well. And realistically, these activities should be driven by the youth. You need that, like, you need that reforestation, right? You need the burn down and the regrowth. And like, I just feel like it didn't happen for a long time. And we're seeing the effects of that now with, I would say, action sports in general not being as, what's the word I'm looking for? It's aspirational. I don't know if it's as aspirational to kids to like go that route. I know it's not as aspirational. Like, store staffing is hard for kids to work. Reps trying to find sub reps is hard. Like, there isn't a lot of young kids that are like, I want to be in action sports. And I think it's not because of now. I think it's because of shit that happened a decade ago that wasn't still layering in youth along the way. So we'll see, it's got to reset.
Yeah, I was just going to say, how do you, like, what do you think has to change now to get it back on a course correction? I mean, obviously, loaded question, hard thing to answer, but.
Yeah, it's a big question.
In your opinion, just like, what do you want to see change to make it go back that way?
I mean, when Reed was here talking about Dustbox and the difficulty they had, that can't keep happening. Like, these crews that come up have to be taken care of and put into the proper pipeline of sponsorship dollars, like creation, content creation. Like, they need to be marketed. And, you know, you and I talk about it a lot. Yeah. It's hard because buyers at stores don't necessarily know all the young kids. They know the names that they grew up with. So, like, as retail's aging, they're talking about pros, you know, from 10, 15 years ago that still have pro models. And they're like, oh yeah, I'm still supporting that guy. I know that name. I don't know that name. And am I trusting this rep that's might be older than me telling me that that's the kid I need to like back? So yeah, I mean, there's a whole, you almost have to flip it all upside down.
Yeah. I mean, but a bit of it on the brands to, like you were just saying, to build that name up, you know, so then they know that.
But how much do the brands build the name up? And like, if you think about back in the day when I came up in a golden era where, you know, if you have a photo in the magazine and I have 5 companies that are giving me ads throughout the winter, like you're in the magazine, which is, you know, where you check your stuff out, and your brands put you in the magazine, and you got some editorial photos in the magazine, and it was like almost like you had and you're in the video that the sponsors paid for you to be in, and there's only a handful, maybe 10, maybe 20 videos that are notable that come out. You're basically, there's like kind of seats at the table, so to speak, right? Like definitive, like this person's the guy, they're in the magazine, they're in the videos, they're whatever. And now all of that's gone. And there are magazines, but I don't think they're fantastic. They need to continue, but I don't think they hold the same weight, where now it's social media and it's YouTube. Yeah. And so how you're in this world of just bombarded with content day in and day out, brands don't have the opportunity to put riders on like they did.
No.
Right? It's a totally different landscape. I think that's the thing that makes it hard.
It is. I mean, I was just talking about it, this article I read yesterday about the president of Adidas basketball. Built it to this certain level. Adidas basketball, momentum. He just left, and he's going to be like president of a company of basically a TikTok basketball star. And they're going to go and basically social influencing basketball because they're realizing NBA pros aren't selling product like the kids are. And so, I mean, I sent it out because I just went to like some people within brand group, and I'm like, I'm not saying this is right, but I am saying this is reality and coming at Adidas basketball level. Like, it 1000% applies to what we're doing right now. And we have to adjust how we think. You know, we do. Yeah, it's, you know, the pro is his own brand or is her own brand. It's true. It is true. But I think brands are relying a little too heavily on those people where I think there can be a little bit more building it together. Especially when you're investing in those, right? Like, I think there's a lot of unknown, but yeah, what is going to deem a pro is going to be different soon, real soon. I even have a friggin' weird theory that I hope I'm wrong, but it may have to get there. Like, our action sports athletes going to be more supplemental income? Is it going to be like mountain bikers, hikers, climbers, runners, where they make some sponsorship and some money from... They're not living off it. It's part of their income stream with a full-time job. Like, not every pro action sports athlete will be like that, but I do think a lot of them are probably headed that way. And I scratch my head because I just go, there's still a lot of money in action sports. So like, we're like, what do you how is this? How is this truly getting out?
Do you feel, to me, from my perspective, and I want you to correct me if I'm wrong or shoot holes in this, but to me, it feels like there's just like an influx of more and more talented people and not enough seats at the table. It's like the same, like the pie is the same size. So, but then you got to cut the pie. It's like think of it a pizza.
Yeah.
You just got to make smaller slices of the pizza to feed everyone. Where it's back in the 90s and early 2000s and such. There's just such a smaller pool of talent.
There was a smaller pool. I mean, I remember being at Big Bear at a Sims Am shoot, and I think Nima was there, Mike Tobia, Chris Coulter. It was a pretty heavy group of AMs, and Wood was walking back and forth, and he's like, "All of you are great snowboarders." He's like, "But like a couple of you are going to be pros, and the ones that are going to be pros are going to have a shtick. You're going to have a story that I can market. Like just being a good pro snowboarder doesn't do much for me, you know." And I mean, no knock. I mean, Nima laid into that and made a career with like a look and a vibe, and like kids wanted to look like Nima. That's kind of what we do behind the scenes. I think is our job is to create superstars and, or maybe not create, help take that and get it out. I think that's a better way to put it. But they have to want it, and part of wanting it now is social.
Yeah.
Like 1000%. You can't Wes Kramer it like anymore.
But there is an intangible it factor that some people have or do not have, which is something that is really hard because there's so many talented people, but there's just this like magnetic draw that people have. Like you look at Chris Bradshaw, and it's you look at just these like Stevens has it, Zeb has it. There's people that have an it factor that are it's intangible. I don't even know how to find the word for it.
I have two that I really like, and I see what they're doing. And I would say 2 or 3 years ago, they were not in the cool crowd. But in the last 2 to 3 years, I notice more and more people, more and more riders are accepting. It's like Pat Fava and Dusty Hendrickson. Like they like a couple years ago, they were not really. They were great, but I wouldn't say they were in the club. And I'm still not gonna say they're in the club, but it's getting closer, and they're doing it their way. Like I don't think they've changed. I think people around them have become more accepting that like, oh shit, he's gonna get big doing it his way. Yeah. And both those two. I'm just like, those are two G young guys that I'm like, yeah, I like it.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah. All right, let's get back into. Actually, before we get into that, why don't we just change gears violently, which is what I like to do. Do you know what we're doing right now, Little Joe?
What are we doing, Brad? Are you nervous?
Segment. Do you know what it's called?
That video part.
This is where all credibility that I might have established over the last hour plus is probably out the window.
Yeah,
we'll see.
This is big for you.
Comment.
A confidence level of 0 through 10.
It's pretty low. You
You need a number.
Let's go 2.
2.
I gave you
I gave you a fucking meatball, Brad.
You did.
Yeah.
He throws meatballs.
I wanted you to
That
get
makes
this.
it even more nervous.
So-
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. So if you miss this one,
I mean, I claimed music a while back, so
Here we go.
And here we have a mailbox, rickety old mailbox, on top of gas pumps.
that was B-Fox, right?
Oh no! Oh no!
I missed.
Oh no! Oh no!
Do you know?
Older.
Older.
You got it.
Ski, you know it. It's iconic. They made a three videos, 3 and done.
Oh well, it's all. Yeah. So it's Parker.
Yes, that's correct.
which one?
Yeah, which one?
Which one?
Here we have
Oh, I mean,
it's an
Got a
early one.
33% chance.
Yeah, you got this. Take a stab.
33%
Pretty
chance.
decent odds.
Maybe the
after Bangladesh.
that's correct. You got you there. All right, hey, you want to name that video part? You kind of didn't win it. You kind of got it wrong at first. But
We
Thank
usually
you.
let people
He
throw out
kinda
one
made it there,
throwaway
though.
answer,
we'll give you that. It's kind of
First
a
answer was
win.
totally in the wrong direction, but after
that's
that,
classic.
you
First
totally
answer,
redeemed
shot
yourself.
in the dark.
Yep.
Yeah.
I told you it was going to be bad.
There's going to be
we
some
count
people that were screaming in their car. Listening.
Yeah.
They're like, I can't believe
Oh,
you
there's
didn't get
definitely going to be some texts. There's going to be some comments.
Can't believe you missed that,
yeah.
dude.
Sound off in the comments if you're disappointed, Brad.
It's
And
gonna
I
be
award
bad.
you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Yeah, that was not good.
That was ugly.
All right. Part two
That's
of
fair.
Name That Video part is for the listeners. Was that not a meatball, Jeff?
That was a meatball.
Okay, just
But I think you got it.
you got it. We can recover from this. I think we can come back
Yeah.
from this. We're
Yeah.
gonna try at least.
Yeah.
All right. Part two is for the listeners. What do they get if they win, Silk?
I believe they just get a sticker that says "I won Name That Video Part," and all I got was the stupid sticker.
That's correct. Here we go. All right. Thank you guys for playing. Name That Video part. All right, let's keep this thing rolling. So you said you worked at Crew. That was your next. Walk us through that.
So that is when I got the opportunity to kind of combine product sales and marketing, and they were looking for a brand manager. So I jumped at that chance. I wanted to lead a brand. I wanted to work in Four Seasons and skate. I wanted to see if what I had learned in snow I could apply to skate. Crew was under same distribution as Supra, so it was a crazy cast of pro characters. You know, I mean, a lot of personalities. I went into Crew after I would say it had its rise, went down. On its way down, it kind of was like, got kind of neffy for a minute, and they wanted to
Good adjective.
Painted a really good picture.
a little neffy. A lot of turquoise. And
Turquoise skinny tight pants. Dude, that's a crazy look.
Dude.
Hefe was repping Crew.
So just
Oh yeah, because of him.
Yeah.
We'll get into that, but that's how we met.
I just want to throw this out as a trend forecaster, quote unquote. With Affliction and all this shit back in the mall, I mean, the next thing to come is that, like, what is it? That skinny jeans, slouch beanies, V-necks, purple, teal. Like, that is...
We're heading back there?
We're heading... It's soon.
Wow.
You
It's
think the
soon.
deep V-neck is coming back?
Deep dude.
It has
Kale
to.
We
Zima
have
is
not
going to
gotten
be
that
hype.
Hey,
Zima's coming back in DC.
all over that.
hey,
Yeah.
fedoras, like
Whoa.
it's gonna be. It's got like that whole. What was it? It was kind of like L.A. trash vibe. Like
That
we're
Nima shit
clubby.
you were just talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you just look at the timeline and you're like, that's probably gonna get on TikTok here real soon, and my daughters are gonna be walking in with boyfriends that look like that, and I'm gonna have to like address it.
I mean, I've seen Coop lately looking like old John Cooley,
True.
and he's looking fire.
True. Coop's like tip of the spear too.
Oh, dude, when
Yeah.
I see his
Yeah,
footage
yeah.
now, I'm like, that's so sick.
There's
Yeah. Reminds me of Love,
definitely
Hate
the
Cooley.
pant.
Yeah.
It's the
Tall dude,
Yep.
like-
Yep.
Yeah, it's sick.
It looks good. It looks good. So Crew, there was a great product marketing team assembled when I got there. So I went in with like an idea of, I'm going to do this. And then I got there and Mike Zapata, who's at Ruka, Jack Toledo, who was their head of design. Like we were all raw, but what came out of there, Dan Rhodes, who's now the creative director for Arbor and a co-owner in Death Grip. He was like graphics guy. I quickly learned, I'm not changing anything here. I'm basically letting all these young guys do what they think, and I'm going to put up the bumpers. So I'm like, oh, I'm management. It was
Brand manager.
Yeah, but I was like, oh, I don't really get to inject me because there's already a great vibe. So I'm just gonna like try and make sure it stays within the bumpers. And we did some really cool things. We we put on Frankie Villani and Tom Knox before they were at AMS. Now they're probably two of the cooler skateboarders. We brought in some OGs like Chet Childress and Eric Dressen, which was rad. Our team manager at the time, Chris Brown, I remember a call. He just asked me to stop adding like strong personalities basically. Cause he's like, you add them. And then now I deal with them. And he's like, I get the craziest calls all day, every day from all these guys. And I'm like, okay, I get it. I need to back off and pump the brakes a little bit. But that was a super fun run. I learned a lot about brand, and I would say like when I came into 32, like we were talking, it was pretty steady. And through marketing, team, through some bold outerwear design, boots that really like lent into sneaker, like we made that thing pop. And retailers were ready, like buyers were ready, because it was like, oh, this feels fresh and new. With Crew, I learned this lesson of like, it had already gone up and down, that they weren't super excited to go back on the roller coaster ride. Like, it was a lot harder, like they'd gone on that ride. And I just look at a lot of brands now, and I'm kind of like, if you've gone up and down, are you really able to come back? Like, are buyers going to give you the chance, right? Like, do they want to invest dollars and like go on this again? Or would they rather give it to something new? And I would say when I look back at Crew, that was like 2011, 2016, that kind of window. If that would have just been a different brand name, a new brand name, we probably would have been in a lot better position. I think we would have gotten more people excited about something new with that group than, Crew, it was the TK zip up, and that like, it was so bold and in your face that when we went a little more refined, it was kind of like, is this Crew? And so, yeah, I mean, we were making baggy pants because we remember like that was coming, and this brand is known for skinny and slim. And I'm like, we can't, like, we're going to be dead. Like, we have to push baggy. But the buyers didn't want baggy because it was like, no, we buy skinny from you. And we're just like, but that trend is dying. Like, you have to shift like to where it's going, and nobody wanted to shift. And so it like, yeah, there was some good, just some good lessons in brand and like, what can you do on the back end to affect stuff.
Why did you decide to send Lil Jeff stuff?
Lil Jeff, yeah, that was really that was our first real interaction.
Oh, yeah. Remember there was like an L1 Crew collab.
Yep.
And you came out to, and
Denver.
we had a party at
Denver.
Yeah, Denver. And I was helping out Nitro L1, and we went to the after party. I remember that was like, I guess I was also kind of working for Patrick Tolis.
Yep.
Who was doing Crew and Super. He was the Rockies rep. So kind of through that, you and Patrick had become friends. And then, we met at that SIA.
And then our team manager, Brownie, was on a Crew tour through Salt Lake and had done, I think, a demo at the park, showed up at Milo, and he called me, and he's like, you know this little Jeff guy? I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh, he's awesome. He's like, he's going to come with us to Denver. And I'm like, okay. He's like, there's no room in the van, so he's going to sit on a cooler the whole time. And I'm like,
dude, I think it even maybe went a little different. Like, because like I get on this trip or whatever, and basically they come to a demo at Milo. And, Lizard's there. Everybody's there. I obviously know Lizard from growing up in Salt Lake.
You're skating.
And then, what's that?
You're skating.
I kind of skating. Like, I'm kind of getting flow from Crew and Supra. I'm, like, kind of nervous to skate at the demo because everyone's obviously shredding. It's like, Boo Johnson, Taylor Kirby, Lizard's there. Like, Pat Pat Burke is there, like insane crew.
Yeah.
Anyways, Brownie comes up to me. I've never met Brownie before. He's a legend. And he comes up and he's just like, hey, so Brad called me. I've only met Brad once at this point. Brad called me and said that I'm supposed to take you with us. And I'm like, yeah, like I kind of heard about this. Like, what's the deal? He's like, well, the problem is we don't have a seat. But Brad kind of said, you know, you got to come. So I'm feeling like kind of awkward, like, oh, do these guys want me or do they just not want me to go at all? But he's like, but we got a cooler. So you can just sit on the cooler in the Sprinter van all the way there. But it was legendary. And honestly, thanks to Brad that I even ended up on that trip in general. Because that was definitely the start of like meeting a lot of humans who I still know today. And yeah, it was great.
Did you skate any demos?
No, we didn't do any more demos. At that point, it turned into like completely like we there was a signing at 303, but there was no more demos. It was just street spots. And
Did you
dude,
do
they
any
were
hucks? Did
dude,
you
no,
huck?
they were going to gnarly spots. Like I remember just sitting there being like Boo, like this is when like Boo Johnson and like Taylor Kirby were like their careers were just kind of like launching. And like, dude, they would just pull up to like an 18-stair handrail and those dudes would just get out of the car, like stretch for like 5 minutes and just like hop on the rail. And I was like, I'm not even going to try this. Like if I go up there right now and try a board slide and just completely rack like in front of all these guys, I'm going to be so embarrassed. So I basically just like shot photos, chilled, never got invited on another trip. I think after that trip, Brownie was more like, dude, I think you should work with me, not with them.
Sick. So what ended up happening after Crew?
Crew, which was under Supra, got purchased by K-Swiss. And at that time, K-Swiss, I believe, was South Korean owned. And so they bought it really to kind of open up Supra stores in Asia and like Sky Tops and I don't know, boy band and like just pop it. And I remember they were talking about Crew and they were going to like put out build outs. And I was like, oh, this might be good and give us some revenue and keep us going. And the feedback was Crew is a bad boy brand and that doesn't sell over there. Like they want to be good boys. And I was like, okay, we're done. Like we're cooked when the parent company doesn't really align with what this was. So that's when I kind of took a leap of faith and jumped into like just doing my own. And that would mean everything from helping small brands that I thought had potential, whether it was sales, product, starting some of my own like printable brands. And so that was 2016. And that side of my business is 10 years old now. And
The printable shit crushes, right? Like it's like low key. Do you not want to talk about it?
no, I'll talk.
I feel like
I'll talk about
keep it secret.
Yeah, I mean, I got tired of working for brands and then them getting bought, and then my life became kind of unknown. So I had, 2 daughters at home, and I just went, I'm going to go do my own. And so, I probably have at its peak 10 to 12 different printable brands that kind of lived between private label and big brand. It, some would be in Zoomies, some would be in Pack, some would be in Tilly's. And then when those stopped selling, that art would then go to like Ross and Burlington. And it just created this like printable, I'm probably briefing 20 to 30 graphics a month still. Just always throwing stuff out and then
Are you
shopping.
doing the designs or are you
No.
a team of people? You're curating? You're kind
I
of
have
curating.
3 designers overseas on retainer. So I just send anywhere from 8 to 10 to each of them. And that's afforded me to continue to be on my own. And then that afforded us to start Autumn. Really. 100%. The first 3 years of autumn. I think, we used that money as a loan, right? And then when the receivables came in, we paid back the loan for a little bit, and then
We'd loan again.
we loan again. All the while building up savings. Jeff and I'll say it, we took our first check this year. I think it's year 7 of the brand. We took our first paycheck this year, and it was comparable to a team rider. Like, we've put everything back into it to pay riders as soon as we could, right? Like, a lot of this was built on friendships and goodwill. And so that only gets you so far before you need to start putting some money in people's pockets, just as being fair, using their likeness and ads, pushing them on, like, they should be getting something for that. So that, whether it's designers, media, like, we pay on time and we just keep growing. And luckily he has a full-time job. I have a couple. And
Really living up to the name All Brands
yeah.
that Cook gave you.
Thanks. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, there's a bit of ADD.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. But yeah, that is affording us to grow autumn the way we want. Like, we don't have to rush anything. We don't have to rush anything. So we can take our time and do it how we think is right, I think is the best way to put it.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
Yeah.
Incredible. Seems like a great journey. Also, can confirm trend forecaster. We've done collab autumn bomb hole beanies, which Brad has done the design stuff for. Sent him over, and I don't know, maybe a year ago or 2 years ago, you're like, let's do a Scully. I'm like, no, dude, I don't want to do a Scully. It's like you look around, literally everyone is wearing Scullies.
Yeah.
Like this guy's,
he's good.
He knows.
Yeah,
he fucking knows. So what?
I mean, while we're on the topic, should we just do it? Let's get another collab beanie.
Let's do a collab beanie.
We got to get one.
Yeah.
We got to get
That'd be
another
an
one in the
honor.
works.
100%.
All right.
Yes.
Going back, so you have the beanie business. It's going well. What made you take the leap of faith into outerwear?
So I think
seems like a nightmare.
Yeah.
it's way harder than knit beanies.
Yeah.
So I think it was always on our goal.
Yeah. From the beginning.
From
for
the
sure.
beginning. It was part of what this was going to be. And I think, to be fair, we expedited it based on retailers coming to us after a lot of brands went to license. And I think a lot of the Milos, the BCs, the Dark Sides, like, hey, you've been at 32, you've been at Volcom, you've been at Holden, when you coming out with outerwear, like, the time is now. And so we kind of went back and had some pretty big discussions of, we're starting it late on the calendar. Like, what we put into market this year is good, but it wasn't like my ideal line. There was like an entry level and a high. Like, it wasn't merchandised as well as it could be. But we knew we had to, like, take that first leap. And so we jumped in, and yeah, it's been well received. I'm happy.
Shit looks
sure.
good.
Yeah.
It looks good.
Yeah.
And it performs well, honestly. Like, in Japan and Alaska, like, it is pretty amazing. Like, going from wearing, super nice, expensive Gore-Tex stuff from big name brands to, like, all of a sudden, like, dude, we don't have a Gore-Tex license, like, we got 20K, but we chose the nicest fabric that we could use. It's durable, it's waterproof, it works.
I mean, having Brian Fox, having Griffin, having Jody Washniak, I'm not gonna, like, I was pretty nervous. Like honestly, like, they're gonna be in conditions where if this fails, we're gonna hear it. And so, trial by fire, kind of, like, and it's good, and they're happy, and yeah, small tweaks here and there, but from a performance, I mean, that's really right. When I talked about all 4 of those, like, outerwear brands, like, Autumn's outerwear, where we want to take it, is kind of when you're maybe like done with Volcom and 686 and you don't want to go to Patagonia North Face. There's Autumn. Like, it's kind of this like transitional. I don't want to say it's to grow old gracefully. In snowboarding,
Yeah,
like you
for
can
sure.
look like a snowboarder still. Like, we want you to, like, there's a look,
Yeah.
right? That's different than ski.
That's
and it's like,
Yeah.
that's what we want. And, you know, Blaze Rosenthal runs it, and he's always talking about like I can, like, I'm on the mountain and I look good and I feel good about this. And yeah, I think that's where we're at. You know, we're not making necessarily park kits. We're making performance, like, all mountain outerwear.
But the pants look good, so if you want to ride park in a hoodie, the pants hit.
100%.
You know,
100%.
The pockets are clean, everything's clean. The lines are clean with the zipper. That's actually, I've heard you talk about outerwear line. It's got to be clean. You just got to clean it up. You just got to make things.
Yeah.
And I mean, and we have that though too, right? With the price point line. I mean,
Yeah.
we still are making this stuff for the kid at Woodward, Park City, or a Boreal or whatever. It's just at a lower price point, and it takes, I think, a little less, you know, emphasis and focus on actual design because it doesn't have to be as technical.
No.
That's fair. No.
I think about this too. A hat, one size, cheap to make.
Yeah.
Outerwear, you got small, medium, large, XL, XXL. Significantly more expensive.
Extra small.
Extra small. And then
we
you-
got requests this year for extra small.
So how does it work when you're like, all right, like I know we sell hoodies and we sell hats, and we're always left over. There's one size. We're like, we fucked up on that quantity of that size of hoodie. Like, I can't even imagine that without. How do you figure out how to order the right amount of mediums?
The honest answer is we're not direct to consumer focused. So we're not really taking, like, we want to be in stores. And so we're not taking inventory risk based on what we think is going to sell online. So we get our pre-book. We order a little bit over. We get our pre-books later in the window. We know we're probably going to ship October instead of when some are, you know, the bigger brands are shipping in July. So their order books are coming in before a lot of snows even hit the ground. And so we're like, because we're not living off of this income, I think we get to make safer decisions.
Yeah.
Safer decisions for the brand. Like,
And it's not like buy or die. How have our numbers grown year on year, like a lot of big brands?
no, I mean, our site by December, January is pretty much sold out of it. Like, and we always say it's kind of peak when everybody's going and we're sold out. But at the same time, then it just drives things to retailers. And our model is still building the brand through retail rather than ourselves.
Well,
For sure.
perfect segue for a question from Joe Sexton, founder of Public Snowboards. Here we go.
Hey, Brad. This is Joe Sexton. Hope you guys are having a great chat on the bomb hole. Want to ask a quick question in regards to some of the stuff that we've chatted about, but just wanted to know, as tariffs and costs rise, how important is it for small brands to stay committed to core retailers? Excited to see the episode and hope you're doing great. See ya.
I mean, it's the lifeblood. I don't think you're a real brand if you just live online. I think you can fly by night and be forgotten. I think being able to walk into a store, the person on the floor wears it, can speak to it, can service it, can build community around it. I don't know. I think, yeah, it's community versus commodity. Like, that's bottom line. Like, is it more difficult? Yeah. I mean, I was just looking, this last week, Cardinal Skate Shops going out of business. Who else did I see? Truckee Boardhouse did a post that, like, He's asking for help because things after a rough, winter out west, like.
I mean, we just lost the garden last year.
Just lost the garden. There's definitely some like. It's uneasy out there, and it's scary because we need retail. We need good retail that like markets and builds like the youth and the whole thing we were talking about. So, yeah, tariffs. I mean, it's all harder. It's all harder.
But it's crazy. I like skateboard. I buy girl chocolate. It was gonna look like shipped to my house $100. It's like grew up skateboard was $40. A lot of the snowboard. I mean, I actually don't know. I'm a bad person to talk to because I don't buy snowboard shit. I'm a spoiled. I'm so entitled and spoiled. It's terrible. But from what I understand, isn't it? Snowboards haven't risen, like they haven't doubled in cost.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
They
you're
haven't
not
doubled,
wrong.
but they've gone up.
No, they've gone up for sure.
Yeah.
And I would say almost more in the last 5 years than
With the tariffs,
the
right?
20 before that or 10 before that or whatever. But
I think tariffs affected it, but I think the costs were rising regardless.
yeah,
Okay.
Like, I think boots were going up, outerwear was going up. I do think things were going up. Just manufacturing in general.
and the tariff one's kind of a weird one because it was like, 100% it had an effect on it. And now we're just in this even more confusing state of like, maybe we get the tariffs back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that's what I'm currently like.
Is that what's happening?
Yeah. So basically,
I don't know anything about
the
this.
Supreme
I also
Court
don't know anything.
Basically decided that the tariffs that were put in, and I'm trying to remember the exact acronym or what it means for, but whatever, the emergency tariffs that were put in last year were illegal. They couldn't be put in that way. So now the government's built a whole portal called the ACE portal that essentially you go in and they're going to have to refund everybody for those tariffs. And so, but the
That's
crazy
gonna be a
thing
lot of
is,
money.
oh yeah, I
they
mean it's
fucked up.
billions, but it's also it's wild because it's also like, I mean, you guys know, like anything that the government builds is like kind of a crazy system. Like you try to get your passport renewed, it takes like 8 weeks. So now
my shit's
imagine
gone right now.
hundreds of billions of dollars that they have to sift through. And, and I get it. Like a lot of brands raise prices, because of tariffs. And a lot of these retailers are now like, hey, now that these tariffs are coming back, do I get that money back?
Right.
And from a brand standpoint, that would be hard too. Like, fortunately, we're not in that position. We didn't raise prices, but like, the hard thing is these brands, like, you don't know when the fuck you're getting that money back.
Yeah.
Like, it's apparently coming back, but we'll see,
Yeah.
So,
And I want to say, like, around the tariff time, I want to thank Mike West, founder of 686. He was definitely like my sounding board for advice on what to do. Like, holy crap, China's going to be this, but Vietnam production is going to be this. Do we go to Vietnam and it's going to be this much cheaper and we're going to move production and redevelop? And he was just like, hey, if you have a factory that has your fit, has your quality, like you have no questions about it, he's like, you need to stay. He's like, all you have is when your product hits the floor and like the credibility over time of people trusting your brand. And this early to go over and like, he's like, you're going to show up in Vietnam and knock on factory doors and be the smallest and the last person there. Like North Face, Columbia, these guys have been over there doing that. Like you're going to screw yourself up. And I really appreciate that feedback because it went from holy shit to like, okay, like this is what we need to do. We need to stay and just ride it out, figure it out.
Yeah.
Figure it out. So, yeah.
Going back to shops, we just talked about that. We're coming off of like how there's lifeblood. A lot of them are going out of business. In your opinion, what do you think shops need to do to survive?
I don't think it's the shop's fault. And a lot of it, I don't think it's shop survival based on like, I think being able to go to a shop, touch something, and then go online and buy it direct or from a big online retailer for 10 to 20 bucks cheaper and free shipping. Sadly, customers choose to save the 20 bucks rather than deal with person face to face a lot of time. And I think that has to just be managed by the brands better. There's always going to be online shopping, but I do think, you know, those D2C sales, sign up, get 20% off for your email. Like there's some things that are definitely gray that the loopholes are there to drive sales, and it's hurting wholesale. It's hurting wholesale.
Yeah. So when a big brand does a direct to consumer sale, say right before Black Friday, something that fucks shit up for shops too, right?
Oh yeah. It's a big issue. Yeah, it's not the sales at the end of the year. It's the sales in that 3 to 4 month window that we really get to sell full price snowboard shit.
Yeah.
And like once somebody starts discounting, it's just the domino effect hits, and it's like, can we all just try and make as much money for the 4 months as possible? Like, I don't know. It's a seasonal business, and at direct you get to play with your margin.
Yeah.
And
retail or wholesalers, or sorry, retail doesn't have as much margin to work with.
Correct.
You know, so then they're trying to compete with this brand, and they're like, wait, but we just bought the product from you at our full wholesale price, and we maybe only have, you know, whatever, 20, 30, 40% to work with. You have like 80% to work with. So if you go 20 off, it's not a big deal. If I go 20 off, I just lost half my margin.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a hard world to compete in.
Yeah. And I don't know if anybody is a good example of having it figured out. Do you? Like as a brand? Even outside of snowboarding.
No, I do think, I mean, you're seeing it now. I think like there are brands, you know, whether it's Nike and Converse, and, you know, you hear about it all the time of like all these brands, or even Adidas. Like there were these bigger brands that were just going to go like full direct to consumer.
Yes.
Also, I mean, in our space, like Burton is a great example of like at one point that was their strategy. And like, I think luckily there's a lot of smart people there that have seen both sides of it and helped that kind of steer back. And it's cool to even see somebody like Burton coming back into wholesale and really supporting retail again, because that didn't happen for a while. And I think the brand got kind of lost because of it. And I think that whole thing is shifting, and it's cool for the little brands like us to be able to see the bigger brands do that too.
Yeah.
Because it just is like, yeah, it's important. It's important, and I think they're realizing it's not as easy to just run everything direct to consumer as they thought. There's a lot of costs associated with it, but hopefully in the end, all it does is turn all of us into this kind of the same direction of just like, cool, let's support these retail. Let's get more snowboard shops, skateboard shops. Hopefully, in turn, that helps the community and gets more kids into it.
I mean, if you look at running stores, soccer stores, like there's usually one, maybe two in most cities that are like really, really good. And what have they done? They've shifted their brand mix, right? Like they're buying specialty based brands that aren't so accessible, right? And they're rebuilding what a Brooks means. Like they're getting behind things that are specialty. Probably needs to kind of happen here. Yeah. Like
that. So in snowboarding, like maybe some models aren't available online, but you can pick them up at a shop.
Yeah, or who the retailers bring in.
Got it. Yep. They make the calls on that. Yeah.
If it's at every website, every door in town, do you need it?
Yeah.
Or would you be better off promoting something that isn't everywhere and creating a customer base for that? It's age old, but I do think it's real. It's a real conversation.
This guy's wise. He's a smart man. Your resume's fucked up, Brad. If you look at all the brands, you have to. I want to see that thing. The LinkedIn's got to be. I'm not on LinkedIn, but I imagine.
Yeah, is your LinkedIn?
Yeah, when's the last time you made a resume?
Yeah, the resume. The resume is like kind of elite, Brad.
Thanks.
It's kind of crazy.
I mean, and thanks to everyone that hired me along the way and kind of tapped me on the shoulder to give me the chance. I'm definitely very appreciative I turned 50 in 3 months. Like,
hell yeah.
I'm still in it. I'm still in the game. Like,
Damn, what are we doing for your 50th birthday?
Modest Mouse is playing in Del Mar, so I'm going to that.
Nice.
He said, I'm going to that. I think I just got cut off the list.
Yeah.
No.
No, I backed that.
No.
Well, we didn't talk about this, but coming back full circle, back at 32, creative director. What made you decide to jump in on that? I don't know if that's your title. I might have just made that up.
No, it is. And it's kind of, I don't know if, like, there's a lot of creative directors that do that. I think I am there to give it a little update. And it's not me directly because there's a really good brand team there. And I think it's allowing them and helping them find how we're all going to do that. And, Cook reached out after the Nidaker sale. And, boards were discussed. And I've always wanted to work on boards. I'll be honest, like, with my history of working with artists, I wanted the chance to work on snowboard graphics. And I knew the technical performance engineering side coming out of Nidaker would be handled. And so they allowed us to have fun with shapes. So Cook and I definitely tapped into some, like, retro shapes. Great engineer there. And, I think I realized we were testing boards in July up at Hood, kind of secret, all blacked out. But it was like a whole 32 crew on black boards. Like, anybody who was up there, they weren't.
You're not fooling it.
No, we weren't that stealth. But before we went, I got like a new pair of boots. And I remember I opened the box and I called up Cook and I went, we got to change this box color. And he's like, what are you talking about? This was 7 a.m., by the way. We're kind of crazy. So 7 a.m. over coffee. And I'm like, dude, these orange boxes have been stacked on retail floors for like 20 years. I'm like, if we want to have this brand be looked at different, we got to change the box color. And he's like, oh, and he like hung up. And I think I'm there for that. That's
fresh pair of eyes.
I'm honestly, I'm there to
that's it.
Push him a bit in things, and I think based on our relationship, he listens.
100%.
Yeah, like it's a good yin yang to what that is, and it's super fun because it's totally different than Autumn.
Yeah,
like.
Board graphics are so fucking important. If you're gonna launch hard goods and you're gonna launch snowboards, like, the graphics are so critical. It's such a different thing than outerwear that I think looking at the line, you guys did such a fantastic job.
Thanks.
Such a good eye on everything.
Thanks.
It's fun to get the sneak peek at the catalog shoot this year and look through it, and it was really exciting.
I mean, we identified what 32 could bring and we thought was missing, which was there is a lot of really clean, safe graphics in the market, kind of steered towards an older customer. And I think fun, skate-inspired graphics, somebody might have one. Like, here's that graphic in the line for our, like, entry-level twin board. And so we kind of went, what does this look like across all of it? Like, what is our directional free ride board? Like, we're not going to put mountains on it. Like, like, everybody's got mountains. So, like, what do we do for the guy who's like, I'm sick of, like, I want something with some, like, personality. So I'm not naive enough to think it's going to help us get in, right? Like, having a point of difference, it feels new. It's the year 3 and 4 when that story's kind of been told, right? And maybe some other brands start trickling more in, and now there's more of it out there. And so it's like, all right, what's the evolution? Year 4. Like, how do we look? And when it isn't 15 boards in the store. It's actually 30 or 35 boards on the floor now. And what does that look like? So it's, yeah, it'll be a fun process. It'll be a fun process.
Hell yeah.
So,
you know what I feel like the base graphics, a lot of them are wall hangers, I call them. You know? Like the wall hanger graphics are the ones that stick out in your memory if you're a young kid and
that
you see it. And
that was, I mean, word for word, that was the idea. That was, rather than, I think Cook and I said it, we're like, we went and looked at a bunch of boards and we're like, everything, like, you're just selling this on Facebook Marketplace when you're done. Like, you're not keeping that graphic, dude.
Yeah.
You're freaking just slanging it. Like,
yep, that's such a good point.
I want, like, which ones are you putting in your garage? Like, which ones are you putting in the man cave? And so we went at it going, good or bad, let's make them memorable. And yeah, I feel like we did that. But it only gets harder as the thing gets bigger and more gets out there and more people like, and we had no sell-through history. So coming from a sales guy, this will be the most fun. I'm just saying, this is the most fun we're ever going to have because we have no history to go back on. So already, like, we saw what booked well year one, right? And we're being asked, well, what's this look like year two? It's got to kind of have that vibe. And I'm like, I don't want it to have that vibe. But it's like in my head, I'm going, it's probably supposed to have that vibe. Like, so.
You do like to switch it up.
I think for where 32 doing boards is at, it's supposed to be that for a little bit.
Sure.
I think it should be a surprise. It should be fresh. It should, it's like the buyers are like, damn, I wasn't expecting that. And eventually it will have to be, I was expecting that. Like, that's,
well, if one hits and they're like, yo, we kind of want something along those lines because it did so well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So there's a little bit of that. Like, we went back to the same artist for Pat Fava's board. Like, a new idea, but the same artist because there was such a cool, bold look to his board.
Yeah,
and Nathan Kostechko's
his
stuff.
board turned out sick.
Yeah. My favorite board in the whole line is Scott's like cast in the baby blue base.
That one
Like
is sick, yeah.
maybe I'm a baby blue biased guy. I like that color a lot.
Maybe.
But, yeah, that one's
Yeah,
really
and we kind of came up with that. He wanted a trampoline. I kind of was pushing the broken wrists. And then I knew just based on, and like Todd Brochard was going to like old consolidate, like he was going to nail that art. And so I hit him up and he's like, I live in North Dakota. I love to snowboard. Scott Stevens, sick. I totally want to do this. And I'm like, oh, that's crazy.
Wait, he
Like,
did all the consolidated graphics?
He did a bunch of the
cool.
consolidated graphics, yeah. And he's done like Nike shoe, like, yeah. Brochard's, yeah, he's old Minnesota guy. But yeah, I'm tapping into a lot of skate artists, you know. We got Spanky doing a graphic for year two, which is pretty sick.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. That's
You're kind of like a creative general contractor on a job site. You're like, hey, you got a tile guy? I got a couple tile guys. What do you need? Hey, you got a plumber? You got a plumber? I got like 6 plumbers. Which kind of plumber you want? You want this guy, new home? You want this guy? He likes old remodels. You know, it's like you're doing that, but you're like, I'm tapping into building a line instead of hiring plumbers. You're hiring graphic design people.
Yeah. No, thanks. And that's, I mean, even Autumn is pretty much all contract freelancers.
Oh, for sure.
You know, like that's, yeah, I mean, that's a lot of what I do is a lot of free, like, yeah, that's a fair.
You're a GC.
I'm a GC.
You definitely
I'll
got
take
your
that.
ear to the streets with artists for
Yeah.
sure. Like, he's always sending me on Instagram, like, yo, check this dude out or check this. You know, it's like how you find this person? He's got like
down that
1,000
rabbit hole.
followers. Brad's like one of them.
He's like a talent scout.
Yeah.
Speaking of Autumn and 32, we have a question from Billy Anderson. Here we go.
What's up, Brad? Hope you're enjoying being there in the booth. Quick question for you. How do you run Autumn and be the brand director at 32? It's got to be complex. Look forward to hearing about it. Talk to you soon.
Jeff had to fly out and we had to have a conversation. I'll put it that way. It was not a phone call conversation. It was a heart to heart of, I want to do both. Can I do both? Should I do both? How do you feel about it? And a lot of it is because of the freelance.
Kind of like, do you want to be in an open relationship?
It was a little bit of that, yes. It's funny you say that. I actually think the very first phone call, I basically hit him with that. And then he was like, hey, do you want to fly out here tomorrow? And I was like, yes. We need to settle this.
We need to settle it. So
Want to be in an open relationship. Yeah.
It's fair. So 32 has a really great brand team. And so
Hell yeah, they do.
I'm there maybe back to some crew times. Like it's bumpers, right? It's some ideas, it's bumpers. You know, I might be in the weeds on graphics more than anything, but like it's so much passes Cook's plate. And I've learned, and he's the brand director. And I've learned, you know, a lot of the time he's checking the box, and now I'm there to go, what if we did it, you know, what if we changed the tent colors this way rather than just go and make the new tents? And he's like, yeah, okay, that's actually a good idea. So it's, man, like, I wouldn't say I'm in the weeds. There's good people at both brands. You know, Jack Stevens is running our social now, running with team management.
Well, at Autumn.
At Autumn.
Not at 32.
Yes, sorry, at Autumn, yes. So working with Autumn. He also works with Karua. And so he's handling our team, our social, working with the media partners. Like, that's a huge load off what I was doing. And, you know, we have an outerwear designer, Erica Tess, who she handles that side. And so I work with her there. Like, there's a lot of people at both brands doing a really good job. And I think I'm managing by just, I mean.
How many emails do you get a day?
How many email accounts do you have?
Well, there's 3 email accounts that go into one Outlook. I'll put it that way. So.
Sorry, I interrupted you before you answered the question. How do you do it?
I don't have a lot of hobbies. I work a lot. And I feel fortunate because it's things that, like, I get to help put into the market, right? So that's kind of like my drug, is seeing a kid in a beanie in an airport, being in the lift line, seeing them in a jacket. Like, there's a little bit of a high still every time when you see that out in the wild. And yeah, now it's just with like a bunch of different things. And I think we talk about it a lot. Will there ever be a point where I focus? Maybe I'm not supposed to.
Yeah, keep it fresh.
Maybe that's not. I mean, this is such a funny statement to make, but like, maybe there's somebody else that's going to lead Autumn, you know, and we're part of it as owners and work on it, but like, maybe we're not the leader of it. Maybe there's somebody that can take it bigger. And where I'm at, I'm enjoying being able to do a bunch of stuff. So, but yeah, hobbies are like, yeah. I'm going to have to figure out hobbies in retirement. It will be a challenge.
You're going to have a hard time retiring. Like, that's your passion.
Yeah, but you get also like, your hobby is also your job because you get all gassed up on like fucking getting all cross-eyed on a design or whatever. Like,
yeah,
like an art, you know.
Yeah,
sick.
no, and
you're chasing the dragon.
I'm chasing the dragon. I love working on product and brands, and I like when they are cool and accepted. And I think and this is no knock, there's people that clock in at 8 and leave at 5, and that's totally fine. I can't do that. So I might as well max it out.
Sunday, or like it'll be like a Saturday, Sunday morning. I'm like drinking coffee, being like, how the fuck do I not do any work possible today? And Brad's like, what do you think about these 6 designs? And like, should we take the company this way? It's like something that kind of takes a lot of thought. And you're like, Brad, dude, I'm watching a soccer game and like drinking coffee. I can't think about that. No.
And I'm trying. That's fair. And that is fair. Like, Jack does a really good job. He doesn't reply on weekends.
Smart.
And I learn.
He puts the line in the sand.
He draws the line in the sand, and I totally respect it, and it is extremely healthy. And I need to not put him in those, like, those are things I'm learning too, right? Like, I'm in it, and I'm like, these guys don't want the Saturday morning text about shit, and I need to respect that. But it took a minute to get there.
So you guys call him Jack? We call him Crowbar.
Or Palanca.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Or Crobe.
Crobe.
Yeah. I think you should exclusively call him Crowbar from here on out. Because I tried to hire Jack. Oh. And it was based on the fact that we were going to have a guy that worked for us named Crowbar. Exclusively.
That was our new marketing manager, Crowbar.
Dude, are you kidding me? You have a guy named Crowbar working for you. Like, that is insane.
I will say this. There is a lineage of some hard ass working guys and girls in this industry that have come out of Milo. And I was trying to talk through it the other day. The Jay Stones, the Trevors, Stevens, Jack Stevens, Benny, Jeff, you got Raymer there. Like, I was trying to think, is there another shop that has had that many people come out of it? And it's all with a pretty hard work ethic. I think that's what, like, stands the test of time and makes them special, I think is the best way to put it. It also, I think you'd attest, makes it sometimes hard because you guys do run at that speed to find other people that run at that speed too, right? And it's like, just as I say I'm learning, I think you guys are learning too. Is that fair?
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Yep.
All right, folks, it's time to talk Joey's Footbeds. Now, if you're like me, you're in your boots all day long. Sometimes the dogs start barking. Well, a simple solution to that is some comfortable custom footbeds. Now, world-renowned boot fitter Joey Stanko makes some of the best footbeds in the business. They are pro-level comfort and performance without the pro-level price. So head on over to joeysfootbeds.com. They're doing free shipping on all orders. And I can't emphasize this enough. Joey Stanko is a freaking legend. He loves the culture of snowboarding, rider-owned brand. So check out joeysfootbeds.com. Get you some custom footbeds.
If you're looking to improve your snowboarding, maybe dial in those fundies, heck, even just having a good time with the boys, Woodward Park City is going to be hands down your best bet to make all that happen and more this season, because Woodward Park City is a state-of-the-art action sports hub. It's only 20 minutes from Salt Lake City. I mean, that's just blink of an eye, and you're on the chairlift. And in a world filled with overcrowded resorts, jam-packed parking lots, long drives to the chair, Woodward Park City is offering you a solution that not many other resorts are even able to fathom. And new this year, the Winter Mountain Park Season Pass. For only $499, you can ride all season at one of the Wasatch's best terrain parks. You can get the most fun and legitimately the best value out of your winter. You can maximize your time, easy in, easy out. It's right across from the freeway. Tiny walk and you're on the chairlift in seconds. If you want it all, you can get indoor access, outdoor access, special access to all the events, exclusive discounts. You're going to need the all-access membership. You'll be treated like a king royalty over at Woodward Park City. And if you want some more information, head on over to woodwardparkcity.com.
All right, people, we're talking Yeti Rambler food jars, okay? They keep the hot stuff hot and the cold stuff cold. You're eating some oatmeal? You want to keep it warm all day? Get yourself a Yeti Rambler food jar. Oh, you want to do overnight oats and you want to keep them cold all day? Also, do a Yeti Rambler food jar. They come in size 8-ounce, 16-ounce, and new whopping 24-ounce food jars. They're great for all occasions. They got the double vacuum insulation that holds the temps in there. 100% leak-proof mag vent allows you to throw it in your bag without worry. So go to Yeti.com. Get yourself a Rambler food jar. You'll be happy you did it.
All right, we're going to get into hot takes. I believe we have a jingle.
We
Silk.
do have a jingle.
This is a fresh jingle. Where is the jingle? The thing
It's
is,
got to be in there somewhere.
Is it in here?
It's got
Here
to be
it is.
in there
Got
somewhere.
Hot takes. Hot takes.
You're fired.
Hot takes jingle. That's
Marsha Hovey and Mary Walsh.
Yep, it's their soundbite.
Yep.
All right, first question. Who is your GOAT, both male and female?
Male's Kiki. I think, yeah. Kiki. Female, I think it's ThirtyTwo. I think what she did for that time, riding, personality, I think she opened the door for a lot. There was people before her, but from a scale, she was, when you think about genius, it was really like, it was Kevin and Tara. It wasn't like 4 guys and a girl. It was like, no, we're doing it 50-50. Like, this is how. So, yeah, it's Tara.
Who's one of the most underrated in your opinion?
Maybe it's under Mark. So, Alec Ostring. And we're lucky enough to have him on Autumn Outerwear. But I do think he's kind of like, he's Misto. And when you see stuff of him, it's always like so good. And yeah, we'll see. I that may go away with Armada and he may get a lot more promotion. But I think right now he's kind of our like mystery snowboard guy that when you see clips of him, you're stoked.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Steel or powder?
Powder.
Who has your favorite style ever?
MFM.
What's the heaviest trick you've ever witnessed in person?
This is going to go back to Sims. There's a kid, Josh Feliciano. And he was like 19 out of Tahoe. And we brought him to the Sims World Championship in Whistler. And I believe it was a Rodeo 9. And he won. And I remember Seda calling his mom. And his mom was crying. And it was just like, that was a heavy, like, the trick, the moment, the time. It was he was a no-name. And all of a sudden, he won, like, the biggest contest. And, like, went on a ride after that. So that was the biggest in person.
Oh, yeah, I remember seeing that clip.
Yeah.
Big air contest. Was it at night?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Favorite up-and-coming rider?
Luke Lund.
Hell yeah.
I'm a Luke Lund fan. I think he's carries the torch of like ATV, like young, early. I'm excited to see where he goes with that. Yeah.
Who has your favorite method?
Jamie. Yeah.
Who has your favorite turn?
Billy Anderson.
What's your favorite snowboard video ever made?
Oh man, I'm sounding like a Volcom fanboy. East Scramble.
What's the best place to ride a snowboard?
For me now, Powder Mountain.
What's your favorite board graphic ever?
93, 94 Joyride, I think defines snowboard graphics to me. Like everything from the Nixon to Jimi Hendrix to the Bear with the matches, Smokey the Bear killing the kid, lighting the forest fire. Like that was, yeah. Because I was in the shop at that time, so we got those in, and I just remember it was the colors, it was the graphics, and I was like, this is not Burton, this is not Santa Cruz. Like this is like it spoke to me, and it still does. I think I harken back to that with 32.
I'm going to derail this hot takes and ask a follow-up question. What are the ingredients that make a board graphic special?
From my standpoint, I think either the top sheet either the top sheet or base they have to balance. You can't have like each being wild style. Like one or the other has to kind of give you that feeling, right? Like I feel like when I see boards that it's like crazy on both, it's like you're kind of missing it. So I think it starts with that, and especially over the course of a line, I think it's fun. Like you're gonna need the big brand on the base, but it's also fun. Like on Pat's board where we did like the 32 8-ball, and it's like I think you need a couple like kind of misto ones that give the whole thing personality when you look at a whole line. I'm not the biggest fan of like full top sheet graphics. I think center, tail, I don't know. It goes back again to probably some of those things I grew up on that I thought were cool. And I get to kind of do those now, do that layout now. So, yeah, again, you want to look at it and get a feeling, right? Like, I think it goes back to what we were talking about. There's a lot of safe where there is no, it's like, that's really nice. It's a nice looking board, but it's like, there's no emotion to it. So I think trying to get emotion, good or bad, is yeah.
Well said. Okay, next question. Most talented snowboarder you've ever seen in person?
Luke Matrani. I got to see Luke Matrani ride Kirkwood, and it was a gully, and he was hitting sidewalls, and like I had to stop and just be like, I had no idea that was how he rode. Yeah, Luke Matrani in person.
All right, worst trick. What's your least favorite trick?
Anything extra spin to win. Off a jump, off a rail. If it looks forced, it looks forced. And I just think that stuff, I understand progression, but when it looks herky-jerky for the sake of rotation, I just don't think that's cool.
All right, I'm going to do a follow-up question that's not briefed. Is worst graphic ever?
Damn.
I know you got an answer, Brad.
Yeah, we're going to need you to be specific
I know you got
here.
an answer.
Man, I don't know if I have it off the top of my head.
No, it's okay. You can just say it. I know it's in there.
This is probably going to be controversial. I really didn't like most of Forum's graphics. Like, the riders, movies, I thought a lot of the graphics were not that cool. Not that, yeah. Popular board brand, but I don't know. There's none of them. I don't see board collectors scooping up Forum. I don't know.
I got
Maybe
one.
I'm wrong.
I got two wall hangers.
Which ones?
That's the Jeremy Jones shirtless. It's the purple F.
Okay. Yeah. I know. Yeah.
And I think that's just because of the drug of the nostalgia of like what that video meant to me at that time and space. I would agree with you graphically. There's nothing special about him. And I got the lime green Forum F from that same era as JP's pro model as well. It was a limited release 156 that did. Anyway, but they're just boards that were. But I would agree with you graphically. They're not.
Yeah.
I mean, to your point, some of the crazy like double graphic, like crazy top, crazy bottom. Yes, kind of had a couple of those. Like a couple of years ago, there was a couple of them that I was like, whoa, what is going on here? There's like a whole aquatic scene on the top sheet and a whole like forest scene on the bottom sheet. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, are we going to go on a run of graphic bashing? Because now you saying that, I actually have a couple more.
Oh, yeah, please continue. Please continue.
Fuck.
It's okay.
I mean, Never Summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, hit that button. Continue.
I mean, they're not great graphics. It's okay to say it.
Yeah.
But some people might love them, in my opinion.
Are people buying them for the graphics? Probably not.
Yeah.
I mean, they're probably still selling.
American made.
Yeah,
that's
totally.
dope.
Oh,
yeah.
Never
totally.
Summers are for sure still selling.
Dude,
I was still hung up on the yes.
Yeah,
graphics.
people who rock with Never Summer are like super into it. Never Summer.
Yeah.
Like they got diehards.
Yes,
and I don't think they're into it for the graphics, and that's fine.
No, but I do think Jones took a lot of those customers. Never Summer, Arbor. Like, I think Jones has taken some of those.
All right. I'm going to keep it moving. If you were to buy a snowboard, this doesn't really apply to you. This is generally pro snowboards that isn't your board sponsor, which we could maybe say is 32 at the moment because you designed those.
Sure.
Yeah. What board would you buy?
Funny. The last board I bought was a couple years ago, and it was Karua. I just wanted. It was from Milo, and they got them in, and I wanted to see what it was all about. And yeah, fun board. I did. It's a different. I mean, it's heavier, damp. Like it's a different ride. But I liked it. Yeah.
Okay, dream sponsor, anything in the world.
Modelo.
Hell yeah.
Sick.
Hell yeah.
It's Modelo.
Are you going heliboarding with 3 people? Just good times. Who you taking?
Some people may know him, but there's like, it's my dad crew back home. Carter Katz, Steve Clare, and Doug Prudian. Those are the old men.
Last question. Worst trend?
I mean, it's overly baggy. Like we were talking, social media snowboarding took baggy, triple X'd it, quadruple X'd it, and kind of killed that trajectory by making it clown-like and laughable to where I think people that were in moderately baggy are kind of going, I don't even want to be associated anywhere close to that. And so it's like, it's quickly shifting the other way. Yeah.
This guy's like a forecaster for the weather. What's called a meteorologist.
Yeah.
He's like a trend meteorologist.
Yeah. I might have to make some sort of graphic for that.
Yeah. We should call him on group chat.
Yeah.
We're going to catch in with our resident trend forecaster, Brad Alband.
Meteorologist.
Brad, what do you see out in the field? Dude, what a great analysis.
Yeah.
It really is.
What about the best trend?
Yeah, best trend. Good question, Silk.
I'm pretty hyped on like color block jackets coming back that look, I think Beyond Metals does a nice job. I think I think a lot of the newer brands, I think Quicksilver I've seen kind of playing with it. I think there was this window where snowboarders were looking pretty ski or outdoor. And so I kind of like that snowboarder outerwear is kind of looking back to like looking a little different. Yeah.
Do you mean like with the full dipped kit? Like all one Pantone was looking pretty ski?
That was pretty ski,
Yeah.
I think. The black shoulder snap up, like everybody had that North Face thing. Like it's.
I think we made one like that.
We made it solid. We made it solid. We did not block that.
No,
That was different.
Touché.
I had to,
Touché.
dude. I had to.
Touché.
You just left the door wide open.
I did. Right when I said it too, I was like,
You looked at me
I was
with
like
those
that,
eyes
that
like,
door. I was like deer in headlights. Like doors wide open.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
All right, Silk, we got some really good Patreon questions. Why don't
Yeah,
we
we do.
we'll try to keep these short-winded because we've been going for a hot minute now.
Yeah.
Why don't we rip through some of those?
Yeah, we'll try and keep these tight. Thanks to everyone who asked questions. We covered a lot of stuff already, so we're just going to kind of hit some stuff we haven't touched yet. First question's from Filmer D. Brad, are there any pieces of advice you would have given your younger self about working in the snowboard industry?
Yeah, I think I lucked out staying in California. I probably would have said you need to move to Seattle or Portland or Salt Lake. Somewhere along the way, you probably were going to have to make that move to stay in it. I think I lucked out. But if I had to tell my younger, you were going to have to relocate to where more of the brands and where you can actually get to a mountain rather quickly. Yeah.
Cool. Next question is from Dustin Ortiz. As someone who has worked with / hired tons of artists and designers of all skill sets, what are the top 3 qualities that make them someone you want to work with over and over?
That's a good question. So I brief everything, but it's really raw. So I feel this way about graphic designers, photographers. Like, if you've made it to the table, it's because I want your work. So I don't want to micromanage, and I don't want to nitpick. I want, here's a rough brief, go and do it because you're here because you're good and we like what you do. And so I think on that, them having confidence to understand, oh, I do have freedom to go and do that is huge. And then being able to take a little critique if something's off and revisions come relatively quick. You know, it's not weeks, it's more days. That helps. And I think understanding realistic budget, you know, I go back to the well a lot. So I say that a lot. It's like, this is a fair price, but you may get this 3, 4, 5 times. Like, it's not one and done. So think of this as more a long-term relationship than just, I'm going to make a quick buck and max out that at that time. I think those are, yeah.
Cool. All right, we have one more. This is from Jordan Mead. In snowboarding or business in general, what's more important, who writes the checks or who cashes the checks?
Oh, Jordan. Thank you for saving that curveball till the end.
Yeah, that was intentional.
I would say right now, who cashes? I think where I sit, having some years in this, I can't fault anybody taking a check to still be able to do this, because it feels like it is kind of shrinking. And now they have to look in the mirror, and they have to be okay with themselves, with criticism. But if you're confident and you feel that way, I do think, yeah, you take that money that you can to continue to do what you love and make a living at it, you know?
One point to that question, because I was kind of thinking it a little different, but I was thinking of like writing the check of you're the retailer writing the check for the product versus you're a brand person cashing the check from the brand.
Yeah, I think I know where Jordan, you know.
I was just curious what you thought. Both ways, honestly.
Yeah. I think Jordan's coming from lack of core.
Yeah.
Currently, you know, and like where you're getting your paychecks from, and we'll see.
Cool.
We'll see.
All right, final question before we wrap this thing up. You know, you've been a part of. You start up as a shop kid, and then sub rep, and so on and so forth. Sales jobs, creative directors, brand directors, now brand owner. You know, what advice do you have for somebody thinking about starting their own brand right now?
There's you can think of every reason not to do it, and overthinking it is gonna scare you and stall you. And you know, I say it to my wife a lot. I don't know if I'm naive or dumb, but like I try not to think of worst case scenario in anything. And I just think it's going to work out and we're going to figure it out. And we've just been figuring it out. And like, you know, it's part of this industry, those late nights. There's a lot of people that have talks about starting the brand, and shit, I'm guilty of having that with a bunch of people. But we went and did it. And I would just say, you just got to start and see where it goes. And, yeah.
Well said. Well said. And those are the goods, the late night talks too. And even if you're in the trenches with your business partner, whoever, and even if it doesn't work, but you had some good times, still fucking worth it.
It's worth it.
It's worth it.
You know, it's great. Good stuff. I enjoyed this chat. Did you have a good chat?
Hell of a time. Thanks for having me in here, dude.
You know what? Actually, I forgot. We have a couple last things before. We always ask everyone their setups. What board are you riding? Board and bindings.
I'm currently on a 32 Snafu, 159, which is a directional board with Team phase bindings and Team 2 boots.
Oh, yeah.
Autumn outerwear, autumn beanies. Yeah.
No goggles. Doesn't need them. All right. Next question.
I like that. Best friend.
You want to throw out any thank yous before we wrap this thing up?
Yeah. One, thank you to you guys for having me on.
Thanks,
Kind of it's a super humbling experience to sit here and talk about your life. And I really appreciate you guys thinking I'd be a good person to talk to. So I thank you. And congratulations on this. Like, you too are down the path that I'm down. And like, it's scary. And you just got to keep doing it and figure it out on the way. But yeah, anybody who's ever bought anything that I've helped bring to market, I just want to say thanks, because it is that feeling still. Like, it's cool to see stuff you work on in the wild. And I'd say lastly, my wife, Stephanie, who has been with me since 97. So she's pretty ride or die. Whether it was moving to California, sim shutting down, taking less pay to go to something small and it would pay off. I mean, there was those 32 boot camps where I'd be gone for 3 weeks. You know, she's got a kid at home. There was some a lot of patience and a lot of support to give me the confidence to keep going and get here, for sure. You know, I think about it a lot. Doing it alone without that partner, I don't think I'd be here. And yeah, we're gonna try and keep it going as long as possible. So, yeah. Thanks to everyone out there.
Hell yeah. Give her an air horn.
Yeah, shout out Steph.
Give her an air horn. What a ledge.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, last question we got is what's next for Brad Alband?
No new brands.
Hashtag no new brands.
Thank you, Brad.
Sharpening the pencil on what we have. And there's some things coming for autumn that are going to be really great and push us forward into new. 32 side, chipping away, board, boots, bindings. There's an outerwear sort of revamp coming, accessories. There's a lot, but it's within the lanes I'm currently in, and I'm going to try and focus on that for the next few years and just I want to see both get to where I think they can get. And I think there's opportunity if we play both cards right. I think there's a lot of change. So,
love it. It's been a pleasure. There's also a potential Bombhole creative director position opening up.
Yeah,
I think we just had an opening, so I think we can get that done.
They haven't posted it yet.
They haven't posted it yet.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
gonna go on LinkedIn.
It's not on Transworld Business?
No, it's not.
Coming soon. Yeah, we're working things out still.
Brad, did you have a fun show?
I had a great show.
Hell yeah, me
I was
too.
a little nervous, but yeah, it was great. Thank you.
You settled right in. It was great. Silk, did you have a fun show?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Do you have a favorite moment? The open relationship?
Yeah, that was pretty good. In between breaks, we kept telling Jeff that he was using the mics incorrectly. That was pretty fun.
Yeah. I'm over here in my head like, all right, what direction do I take on this thing?
We were just trying to make him really self-conscious, make him think he was using it
worked.
wrong.
It definitely
Your audio
worked.
sounded great, Jeff, I'm sure.
All right,
Thanks,
who's taking us out of the show, Silk?
I think we should have Brad.
Brad,
do
you
it.
want to do our sign-off? Just kind of like, hey, thanks for listening. Appreciate you. Just kind of throw a bow on the show, and then Silk plays the outro music. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
But
Just-
not in post-production. It's
Yeah,
fine. Don't overthink
whatever
it.
you want to say.
Don't overthink it, to use your words.
Don't overthink it. Yeah. Should be fine.
This has been the Bomb Hole. Until next time, goodbye.
Hell yeah, Brad. Radio voice.
Where did that come from? I could have done 3 hours in that voice.
Should do voiceover.